In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Yo, what's the deal, Panther fans? It's your boy, Tony Dunn, a.k.a. The Professor. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast, brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com, where every Tuesday night we chop up the latest Panthers news and opinions from the fan perspective. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up button and be a part of the podcast by calling in at 252-228-5098. That's 252-222-5098. And you can be a part of the longest running Panthers podcast where you get to hang out with Panther fans, man. Like I hang out with my boy, Cody Lashley, man. How you doing?
Tony Dunn, what's going on, dude? It's a Tuesday night. Again, it doesn't matter what time of year. There's nowhere I'd rather be on a Tuesday night at 9 p.m. than hanging with my boys. As Blake Bettis has already noted, I took some creative liberties with the title of tonight's show. The off season has a lot of different meanings, man. One shout out, North Carolina native J. Cole for dropping a banger this week. And it is quite literally the off season, Tony Dunn. It's that slow period, but it don't matter, man, because as per usual, our chat room is lit with the best Panther fans in all of YouTube. AJ Lindsay 2016 Supreme Lita is in the chat. Ronnie Castillo, Blake Bettis, Tin Tizzy, Lynn Leonhardt, Tony Dunn. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
Let's roll. And you know what? There's no off season for this podcast because we here each and every week. Hey, CK, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me again for 75 weeks in a row. I'm just kidding. It's longer than that, but hey, listen, it's been it's one of those weeks where like 20 minutes before the show starts, we're like, all right, what are we talking about today?
I know. Like who's setting the stream up? All right, you know, this is the time of the year right now where you just don't want to see anybody's name in the headlines. Right? Is that if you see someone's name in the headlines right now, that means they're getting arrested. And I do believe it's going to be a voluminous arrest year for the NFL. Because these cats have been so locked up with COVID for so long, you know they're going to go out and ball out. So we're about to find some people carrying guns, shouldn't be carrying guns. We're going to get somebody that's get a DUI. It's coming, folks, and let's just hope it ain't on the Carolina Panthers. So this is the season. 'Tis the season of no news is good news. What the hell is there to talk about tonight? When it comes to Panther material, I'm trying to forecast the show. I think we've seen some news about the rookie mini camps, right? So then like the first time that these guys get to interact with these players that they just drafted. And that's about all I've seen when it comes. Oh, we had the schedule last week. So we'll recap the schedule briefly. We did a show on that on Thursday night, Cody and I. We'll talk a little rookie mini camps. We'll talk about rumored number changes and aliens, right?
Too. If you want, and we can go deep, bro. If y'all want to go deep, we can go deep.
Yeah. Bro. Convince me. I am a skeptic.
Why do I need to convince you? Look at the evidence, man. Your own government is telling you. And I don't think the world at large has realized like how big of a fucking deal it is. It's like our news media is so spun up with useless bullshit that when you hear, oh, by the way, there's aliens, they're totally real, they've been here forever. We're just on to the next one and nobody gives a shit. Like, oh my come on, people.
Yes. Like we're not even, this is America. We don't even care about aliens. Like it's not even enough to intrigue our appetite. We're like, just another tweet, just another this and that.
It's my don't forget to not care about aliens.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Don't forget tonight's show is going to be powered by Avolta. You want to cut the cord with your electricity? You want to separate yourself from ultimately the man who has been garnering all your power. You can become energy independent. If you're a homeowner in North or South Carolina, you should contact Kevin Brown, solar consultant with Avolta. You can own your own energy at a fixed rate for life with no money down. Do you know how to do that? Here's how you do it. The number is 704-215-3373. Tell Kevin Brown that you're a Panthers fan. You heard about it on the C3 Panthers podcast, and he will hook you up. North and South Carolina homeowners, you can be energy independent, go green, and take advantage of those tax cuts with Avolta. Kevin Brown, 704-215-3373. All right, Cody. What is there to talk about? Tell me. I mean, I don't even know.
So we got some numbers. I want to play this, or not play it, but show this picture that, if I can find it, JC Horn put out, which I just thought was cool as hell, man. JC Horn is going to wear number 8 for the Panthers. And
it's like a receiver number, I almost feel
well,
like. I guess they would have what, 18 or something.
Well, he did it for Black Mamba to
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, for
was Kobe. That Kobe Bryant? Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and share it when I find it. But it's I think knowing that my Twitter timeline has erupted because the Hornet sucks so bad apparently. Yeah, Supreme League.
Wow, what happened?
They got their fucking ass kicked. I think the Pacers just destroyed them. It was the playoffs too, but let me go ahead and share the picture. I've got it up now. But yeah, the Hornets were in the playoffs. They got thoroughly embarrassed and humbled. And since Kobe Bryant, believe it or not, was actually a Hornet to start his NBA career here in Charlotte, JC Horn's got that number 8.
And he's got that Black Mamba wrapped around his arms.
Oh, no. Does this mean he's going to demand a trade?
Oh, too soon.
I tell you this, he is not a looker, though, is he? Poor guy.
People could it. I think you're the only person I've heard say that. Like, I think you said it last week, too. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it.
I am the only person saying I'm saying it, bro. Like, sorry. Like, you got the gift of fast footwork. You got the gift of this. You didn't get the pretty face. Sorry, you can't have everything.
All right, if you say so, man.
I wanted. Have you seen the videos? I'm trying to find some of them of him doing the ladder drills.
Yeah, we played it last week. He's a freaking
okay, so we did play it. Yeah, I mean, he is amazing, dude. We're gonna be. I'm telling you, we said this on the draft night. Is that you come back 3 years later, could be the best player in the draft. Like, he's a freak, bro.
Yeah,
he's been running it backwards his whole life. How's he run that backwards that fast?
And the longtime Panther fans might get on my ass because I'm not some Panther historian that can name all of the best players from the 1990s of the Panthers. But I'm going to go out on a limb here. JC Horn will be by far the most physically talented player that we have ever had at the cornerback position. That's not to shit on no one else. It's just to say, dude, JC Horn is a dog, man. JC Horn, he does everything that you want at the cornerback position. And
his dad's a wide receiver. He's been manning up his dad all his life.
Right. That means when you have an NFL wide receiver that you're going up against whenever you're practicing, like, dude, this guy has been going against NFL receivers since he was young, man. So I'm pumped. They have all the new Panther numbers, but I'd have to look that up. I don't have it up in front of me right
CK, we did a brief show. Folks, if you're listening to the C3 Panthers podcast, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. Be a part of the show. Call in at 252-228-5098. Subscribe. Write a review. Tell us we suck. Tell us we're awesome. It don't matter. I don't care what you – just do something. It's free. Share the show. But we were up here on a Thursday night as the schedule is leaking and leaking. So we did a Thursday night video, CK, on the schedule and Teddy Bridgewater, his bitch ass self comments anyway. So go back and watch the show. In fact, I felt like I was more reserved than I should have been. Like I want to blast. Maybe I need to let it blast tonight. But CK, have you had a chance to look at the schedule and do you have any just kind of remarks about that going forward? I hear the week 9 tickets are a little pricey.
Yeah, so they are pretty expensive. I think it's across the board because I don't know if you've read the articles, but they say the demand for NFL season, the tickets this season are record breaking. Like
really?
Yeah.
Fuck them, man. Fuck that. That's bullshit.
Like like the new Vegas stadium, the prices for those tickets are insane, bro. Like, and then the Brady, like the most expensive games right now are the Brady.
Someone told me it was $12,000 to go to that game. Brady coming back to New England.
Yeah. Yep. It's insane. It's like Super Bowl style, like money. But obviously we knew who we were facing, so that part wasn't necessarily as surprising. My biggest thing right now, because we're trying to do this whole thing where we're trying to get maybe do like a meet and greet sort of thing, which sounds like we're not celebrities, just kind of hang out with the community. Anybody else who wants to go to that game, we're going to be in Charlotte. But the problem is we want to all go there. And as Cody alluded to in one of his tweets, you can find there's one row of handicap seating.
Yeah,
that you can get.
I think we got to make this a thing on the C3 Panthers podcast right now is a call for increased handicap access at Bank of America. How about this? Is people we try to go on and buy a ticket. Cody, you went on and tried to look at tickets the day of, and they said no. This is not new.
This is not new. So literally, as soon as the tickets go on sale, every year you go on there. By the way, you might not be able to tell if you haven't seen me. Your boy's in a wheelchair, okay? And whenever you go on Panthers.com to find any kind of handicap seatings, they just pretty much don't exist, to the point where I'm like, God, how many cripples are there in Charlotte, dude? What the hell? Like, why?
Or no seats, bro. There's no crippled seats. I'm sorry, I'm gonna use your language there. Yeah. There's like 10 probably in the whole stadium.
There were some that were still available, but the problem is I want us to all sit together. And the way that they have the handicap seating set up is it's, you have the wheelchair accessible seating, and then you have a companion seat, and then another companion seat, but a wheelchair seat again. And so, like, we can't all four sit together. There is no row that would allow us to all sit right next to one another with that in mind. So, and the thing that sucks is I would like us to all be able to watch it with Cody, but we're not able to do that. Like, the only way it's going to work is if, Cody and, one of us sits or maybe if he gets with
there's only one answer to this.
I might have the same hookup that I did last time.
Man.
Hope is not completely lost, but yeah, the fact that they're not very available, and like what CK already alluded to, man, the ticket prices, man. I guess now, what do you think they're just trying to make up for last year of just not having any fans in the seats?
I don't know.
They're just like trying to hit off that fervor of everybody.
Before we go to that, I do want to say this: there's only one answer to solving our ticket problems. David Tepper, bring us up in your fucking box, bro. Bring Cody up there and give him the treatment. He gets up here, he talks about your team, he gives you the publicity all year, all week, all this and that. Bring us up into your box and have a good time, bro.
Let's talk about media passes.
Boy, hey, I tell you what, man,
they got to be quiet in that box. Yeah, so we went and I did a stadium tour, and when you go through the press room and stuff, they have to be quiet. Like they can't cheer, they can't nothing, they can't do nothing, and like people get on them. I was like, gosh, I would get kicked out of this motherfucker in just a second.
If they actually gave media passes, bro, I would ask the best questions, dude. They need to let my ass in there, dude.
Yeah.
They
And
need
because
to let my ass in because I'm gonna ask the hard-hitting questions that Panther fans want to know, dude.
Oh, what was it? Two things. Actually, you can't ask the best questions because David Newton asked the best questions.
Yo, David Newton, I'd make his ass sit
Dude,
down.
he's actually not like y'all hate on him now. Now I think
if you defend
it's a
David
shtick.
Newton right now,
I think it's a shtick at this point, and it's cool. And the reason being, go ahead and bring in the Bat Daddy while I'm telling you this point.
I was gonna have it.
He does ask the jugular question. If you listen to the press conference, he does ask the question, and it's like the first question he asks every time, and it's like always for the jug. It's like I call it the jugular question. Because it's like the one that we all want to kind of ask. It's like, so what do you think about Deshaun Watson and dicks on the face? And it's like, I mean, it's that I like. So I actually think it's a stick, and so I am a David Newton fan now. Like he's a treasure at this point. He's a treasure.
No,
like our friend Greg, the Bat Daddy.
Who's an actual treasure.
Felt, man. Look at you over there. How you doing, brother? Welcome back.
I'm doing great, man. I got tomorrow off, and I was like, well, damn, I'm going to hop on the show tonight if these fellas will let me. And it's awesome to be here. I missed this so much. So great to be back and talk some Panthers football.
Yeah. Bad Dad.
Your room is still, it's got more shit in it.
More like Buff Dad. What's up?
Hey, man, we need a good middle linebacker. I'm trying to fill that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn. Here we go.
Fear
the
beard.
That's right.
Fear the beard.
I know. So what we were talking? Oh, so back to the schedule. So we had some things with the week 9. Cam Newton's coming to Carolina, and those prices are steep. It's awesome. Like you look at the Twitter, and people are all wanting to go to that Cam game. Like, and who was it? It was somebody in the chat room was the one who suggested it, 10 Tizzy or somebody. It was like, we need to go to a game together.
Yeah.
And it was like, we need to do the Cam game. So my big shout out Grim Reaper. C3 makes my week. Thank you for the super chat. So now the schedule, guys, we did a show on it, and it starts with week 1 against the Jets. You get the Sam Darnold's reunion match, which I think I heard Colin Cowherd say this, and I know that we all have mixed feelings about these commentators, and this is sometimes he's very good in like the way he can surmise a point.
Yeah.
And he said there's no better week to have Darnold against the Jets than week 1. Right? I mean, like it's like the best storyline. If they played in week 8, it wouldn't matter. No one would give a fuck. It's like we already made our decision about Sam Darnold. We already made our decision about the Jets. But in week 1, Sam Darnold with the Carolina Panthers against the New York Jets makes an actual story that is interesting. So I heard that the NFL did 132,000 iterations of the schedule through their machine, which is fucking insane. Like, how did they even do that? And how did they get anybody look at that?
Why that number?
The Carolina Panthers schedule looks like a tale of two halves to me. Front end all looks feasible and plausible. Back end is murderer's row.
Yes, I agree. That last 6 weeks is going to be insane.
Do you think that it's a situation where if they say we did really well in the first half, they could go 500 in the second half and still have a legitimate?
Yeah. I mean,
if we go 500 in the second half, Greg, we're gonna be like pumped, bro. In like a good way. If we go
11-5.
We're trying to be a playoff team if we go 500 in that back end.
Yeah.
And I almost think it's a blessing in disguise in a way. And that is you get a front end of a schedule that's manageable where you can, Cody, what is what you're saying about when we know teams know who they are?
Yeah. You don't know if a team is legitimate or not until after week 6. And since we're adding the game, I'd say it's week 6, week 7. add another little, like, that's what separates the men from the boys. That November or that late October, early November football. I mean, that's when the real good teams start to
It's
show
when injury,
themselves.
we find out who's been crippled by injury, who is, had all these other issues, this and that.
And who the pretenders are, because I feel
Right.
like every year there's always one.
There's
or two
always
teams.
a
There's a 5-2 or
5-0 team.
6,
Yeah, they're really good and they're on a roll, and people think that they're dynamite, and then they just fucking fall off a cliff. So to me, after that week 6, week 7, that's when you start to really separate the good from the bad.
And that's why I think this schedule is kind of an interesting one or intriguing to me, because the tough teams on the back end offer us an opportunity, right? Kind of like forged by fire mentality. Imagine if you actually were able to start the season out in a respectable way, and then you knocked off. Imagine going to Arizona and knocking them off, or say you're in I don't know, you play the Dolphins and you take them down. I think beating a good team late could mean something big for this team. So this schedule is interesting to me. Any thoughts about it, fellas? I gotta let my dog out of this room.
I wanted to say,
I was just gonna toss it up to Greg and CK. Me and Tony already did a video kind of giving our thoughts. So you two just jump in. Tell us what you think. I put it up on the screen. I don't know if everybody can see it very good or not. But that's our schedule. So Greg, what say you, man?
Well, I mean, when I look at the Panthers schedule, every year it seems like we have the same level of difficulty in schedule. Like we never have one of the hardest schedules, but we definitely never have one of the easiest schedules. Like every year we're like a middle of the pack as far as schedule goes. And what y'all were saying about the week 6, week 7 thing, that's a turning point in the season for a team, because if you get up to the week 6 and you're 2-4, realistically, you still have a shot to finish out well. You're 2-4 and you start the second half of the season at 0-2, your season's pretty much probably over. Whereas if you win those first 2 games, you've got a different direction you're going. Like that's such a breaking point in the season, not just to see the pretenders. And let's see, Carolina's, where are they at? Minnesota and New York, week 6 and 7. I think those are both winnable games.
Dude, like it's all the way until this. It starts with this. The schedule starts in week 9 when Cam Newton comes to Carolina. That's when our season starts, because you go Patriots, Cardinals, Washington football team. Let's not sleep on them, because we know Ron Rivera, revenge match, their defense. Look, Washington football team is Ron Rivera's perfect team, bro. You know what I'm saying? Give that mug a good defense. Now, you know what I mean? Like I'm not sleeping on Washington football team coming to Carolina. Then you get the Dolphins 11-5. Then you have the Falcons. Okay, the Falcons look, but their offense is on paper fucking legit. They're always, what they don't meet expectations, but bro, they have some firepower, and they always fuck with us, bro. I hate the fucking Falcons.
You know what I'm just now realizing that I didn't pick up on the last time we talked about this, Tony? We are really not going to be traveling very much through 6 weeks. Look at this. We're at home 2 weeks in a row, right?
Oh, yeah, in the beginning.
But hold on, check this out. Week 3 and 4, we're in the state of Texas. We're not going past Texas. Then we get the next 2 at home, and then we're not going to have like a real meaningful road trip into New York. Like, dude,
it is a travel-friendly schedule. In fact, I did see this, Cody. Is a great point. I saw there's some sort of days off calculator. You guys see that floating around? Like Carolina has one of the better, they kind of measure your opponent versus you based how many days you played your last game on. I think that's how it works. So it's like, so you're playing, say we're playing the Falcons at home on 1 p.m. in week 14, but the Falcons had a Thursday night game the week before. So they measure how much rest you have. And Carolina has one of the most rested schedules in the league. So, yeah, that's a good point. Is not a lot of travel. And that first, how do you start? Well, you get 2 weeks at home right off the bat. Nice. Appreciate
yeah,
that.
man. And
It looks like
I
a lot
said,
when you look at the preseason. I was like, God damn, we got 4 games. And I was like, oh, wait, that's preseason.
I have 2 questions. One, do we know if any of these are primetime games?
One.
one. It's so weird.
Stop. Don't tell him. Tell him. Ask him if he can guess it.
Greg, we
Yes,
have one.
but-
We have one primetime.
One
game.
primetime game.
Look at that schedule and guess which one it is.
Don't
Chat,
look at the
don't
time.
tell them.
Don't look at the times. Don't
And
cheat.
don't tell them, chat.
If I had to guess, I would probably say Dallas or Arizona.
You would think
Not, and you would be wrong.
Who is it?
it's week 3 against the Texans.
Mm.
Like what?
Okay.
What?
We have
point is
one
that?
primetime game is against the Texans on Thursday night, folks. It's called
Wow.
what I call a good dad game. And that is where you could be a good dad and not watch it. You like spend time with your children instead of devote. Like, come on, that's gonna be.
If you're not a fan of either team, you don't have to watch.
That's what I was
that.
gonna say. If you're not a Texas
go to bed
fan or
early,
Panthers
bro.
fan, you don't watch that game. And my second question is, and I just want to be realistic about this. We're playing the Patriots week 9. If Cam Newton with them draft because they drafted your boy from Alabama, right? If Cam Newton starts the season,
McCorkle Jones.
If he starts the season out playing like he did towards the end of the season last year, where he wasn't really playing all that well, do we even see Cam Newton playing in week 9?
All right, that's a great question.
But
In fact, I was thinking about this, guys. Is that people are buying these single game tickets? It's so expensive right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
They open the tickets up. Week 9 is so big, this and that. What would it be like if we got to week 9? We paid all this money, did all this, and Cam Newton's hurt.
Right.
And I mean, it could be bench. It could be like, I don't think he's going to be benched. I think Cam's he's going to have a good season. But what if he's hurt?
Yeah.
Imagine spending $350 for a ticket and then to try to see Cam. The motherfucker don't even make the plane trip.
What if my aunt had nuts?
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey,
she'd be your uncle, huh, man?
My uncle.
If the Lakers come to play Charlotte, I'm gonna buy tickets to the game. If LeBron gets hurt, it's part of what happens, But I guess that's a chance you got.
I always wait till the last second. That's my problem. I wait. Like buying tickets right now seems crazy to me.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I almost always buy tickets outside the stadium whenever I get there.
Really? Have you had good luck with that?
Yeah, you
Does
can
it
always
work?
find tickets. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's tons.
I always work. I'm always worried I'm gonna get scammed.
I mean, it's always
Like I
worked
always
before,
think
but
they're gonna be fake tickets, and
I
now they're
haven't gone
digital
in
tickets,
years,
aren't
though.
they?
I'm not sure. It's been a long time.
Yeah, they do digital, but I think there's still. I could be wrong, but I don't know. All I know is that there's always a way. Like there's always a way. If people find a way to make it work and whatnot. So I'm not too worried about it.
The schedule is front end seems winnable. Back end is this murderer's row. Look at this. You got to play Buffalo. I'm telling you, if we go into Buffalo, flexed and win that bitch, this team's winning the Super Bowl.
It's really only 3 of the last 6 games that are that really threatening. I'm not scared of the Saints.
What do you mean 3 is the last
the
6 games?
Bills and both the Bucks games. I'm not really look. We can beat the Dolphins. We can beat Washington. We can beat Arizona. I mean, we can beat New Orleans. It's the Bills and both the Bucks games that are the ones that are going to be.
My man's got high expectations. You owe me $10 too, by the way.
I do.
Because I guess you're. What is the over?
$10. I'll send you 5 million safe moon. How about that?
Yeah, or a husky.
Yeah,
I want you to tell me this. I got a question real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
Is husky corn corn? I looked it up. It was at 0.
Just
how do you buy something that's at 0? How do you buy something that it had? But like, how can you actually give somebody money for something that's worth nothing?
Hey, just
Like I wanted to. I only fuck with Coinbase right now. That's just what I've been doing, and they don't mess with any of these kind of new coins.
It's safe,
Right?
man.
You can't even buy Doge on Coinbase.
Not yet. They're
How do you
it's about to
buy
be.
a coin? Seriously, how do you buy a coin that has like the first 8 decimal points have zeros beside it?
Because when you buy it, because when you put like $35 into it, you get 1 point whatever billion tokens or coin. So all it has to do is hit a quarter
Like
of
double.
a penny, and you're a millionaire. So that's why you do it. And if it doesn't, then you lost $35. So I'll take a chance. I'll take a chance. You know,
It's crazy paying for something that's worth nothing.
Yeah, right now. That's what people said about Bitcoin.
I said right now.
That's what people said about Bitcoin and Doge and every crypto that's out there. I'm telling you.
Bro, let me tell you, man. Chat's getting on my nerves. One Carl Van's in here trying to talk shit about Cam Newton, and I will not have it. And then Tim Estes is trying to agree, saying that Cam doesn't have an arm anymore. He can't throw the ball deep. And listen, I put this on in the chat room, and let me just be real with y'all. We better pray that Cam Newton is as banged up and as busted as so many of you like to say that he is. Okay, because if you look at our safety depth, dude, if we have no over the top safety help, like we have no safety depth. Everywhere else, we're good. But dude, any team that like really wants to go deep on us this year, we're going to be asking a lot of our rookie corner J.C. Horn and a lot of Dante Jackson, man, because I think teams are going to want to try us deep, and I would look for that game where Cam Newton comes in with that big ass chip on his shoulder, and we all know how he plays with the chip on his shoulder, and come in, start throwing bombs away, man. So we'll see. And I think that is the nightmare, right? That, like, you know, Cam Newton comes home and then just fucking balls out, dude. Like, dude, I'm not ready for it. You can tell in my voice it still pisses me off that he's not like just how it ended. Like, I'm still not okay with it, and I have no problem saying that.
Oh, I'd wear my Panthers jersey.
I'm right there with you, but I'm of the mind personally that I think the problem right now that Cam has is he has to prove it. Right now, even if you look at the tape, you can, and that's the thing we can talk about all day. Everybody wants to argue Teddy didn't have what he wanted, or Sam Darnold didn't have the weapons, and some people say it's not his fault. It's an inept Jets organization. You can blame the offense that the Patriots had last year. But right now, like, this is the thing that I'll say, and you guys know I love Cam. I was verbally and very publicly critical of how he played last year. I didn't think he played like the Cam Newton that we all expect Cam Newton to be. I did feel like he was falling off. So I don't disagree with a lot of the statements that are being made. But I think that what I'm hoping for is that he comes out and he is a good, like, I hope he does prove the world wrong. Because I've been such a Cam supporter, I think it's, you know, something that I would like to see happen, and I'd like to see that redemption story. Obviously, in the face of us being gutted by the fact that he's not a Carolina Panther anymore doing this. But I personally, I hate to say it, guys, I really do, but I'm right there with. I don't know that Cam Newton has what it takes to be a quarterback in this league anymore.
Oh, I could not disagree with that more, man. And like Panthers buzz in the chat, 8 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Like, that was not a good team. Why does everybody want to put everything that happened last year on Cam Newton like they had any weapons? Exactly. Look, Lee Trotter knows that he had no weapons. Yeah. He got COVID. He didn't have a preseason. Like, he didn't have all that shit, and he started off so strong. Like, what I'll say is this. I will agree to all of those things if Cam comes out this year and he has a bad year. Because they upgraded that roster. Like, they really, really did go all out in free agency, right? So if Cam has a stat line like this going next year, then yeah, fine. But, like, I have no idea what would possess anyone to say that Max Jones is going to come in and be the starter over Cam Newton. Like that he's gonna.
That's hard for me to say.
That's what's
part.
That's what's going on around the internet. People are saying, "Oh, Matt Jones is going to be the starter." Bleacher Report even put out an article like predicting what first round picks would be starting in week 1, or like what week they would be starting, and they had Matt Jones starting week 1 for the Patriots. Yeah. And it's like, bro, like people call me a Cam Newton homer, but then at large, like people are still thinking. And he has to prove that he's healthy. I got that. But people
I don't even think I think he proved he was healthy. Like he had COVID last year, right? That was really it. That wasn't a bodily. That wasn't physical.
They brought him back, bro. How about this? Let's just say this. They brought him back.
What did they bring him back at?
Guess what we didn't do?
Brought him back.
No, guess what we didn't do for Teddy? We didn't bring him back. So look, it's Cam. This ain't gonna be the Cam podcast. No. It will. Actually, it is.
Well, it's.
But I want to use this as a thought experiment and talk about the Panthers defense real quick before we go to Cackles. I feel like by drafting J.C. Horn, guys, we're kind of in some ways setting a tone for a different type of defense that could be played that we're not really accustomed to in Carolina. And that is a little less zone, more man type.
Yeah.
Free-flowing type of defense. And I don't think it's just J.C. Horn that is the story, but we've added Hassan Reddick. We added Morgan Fox. We have Brian Burns, who is probably going to be, right now is on the precipice of being the greatest, like the biggest pass rusher in the league at this moment. Like he's this close. He's very close, like to taking that elite step.
He has to take the next step, but he has all the traits.
Derek Brown. We added we put some real parts on the defense in free agency with the thumper in the middle. Who's that guy from the Chargers? We
Denzel
pulled over.
Perriman.
Yeah, and who else did we add?
Denzel Perriman.
Perriman, Fox, Reddick. Am I missing anybody?
Our cornerback, AJ Bouye.
Yeah.
But also, what was the name of that? He's not a big name, obviously, but we signed a defensive tackle. I'm gonna look it up. We signed a defensive tackle too, and it was just like he wasn't a big name, but he's someone that we signed.
As we look at this defense, and there seems to be so much but there's a lot of potential there for it to be a fast. I'm interested to see what Phil Snow is going to do, right? Because Cody, you said this over and over last season, is just what we see. Yeah, what we see Phil Snow's defense being right now isn't what it can only be. It's what he's using, right? So we talked about the 3-3-4. We talked about all this shit. But you pointed this out, is that there is a glaring hole at safety. And I want to ask anybody if they can name Cephas Williams. Get out of here. I think Phil Snow's the best coach on the team. He said Phil Snow's fucking terrible.
How are we able to judge after one season, though?
And they got better. 4 rookies. But tell me this: can anybody name more than 2 safeties on this roster?
I'm looking at the list right now, so I'll be able to tell you.
You looked at it. I pulled it up, but it's like this. I don't believe anybody can name more than 2 names. And if you weren't a
Greg
fan,
let's get Greg and CK.
I can't do it.
Go back and forth and just name as many safeties as you can.
On our defense right now?
Yeah, on our defense. Just
have we officially marked Chen as a safety?
No, it doesn't count. It is not.
That's the only one I'd be able to give you. That's the
so y'all are at 0.
I'm drawing a blank in this moment because you're asking me about it. But
all right, so people would be able to. And look, this actually takes super fans to say this too. Is that like Justin Burris? We would say, okay, Justin Burris. He came over in free agency last year.
Yeah, we got.
I would tell you this.
Fine.
Listen to this. Is that we're interested in Sam Franklin because he like seems to be cool and like a guy we want to make in the league and stuff like this. But that's it, bro. This is our safeties right now. Justin Burris. By the way, Justin is spelled. Justin is spelled Juston.
Just Tom.
Burris. Sean Chandler, Sam Franklin, JT eBay, and Kenny Robinson.
It sounds like an 80s R&B group. Like, you know, like, bro, that is really
Sam
that's
Franklin's
concerning.
6'3", homie. 6'3".
Can he run?
Sam
Can he
Franklin
play
is
single high?
he actually played. Yeah, he played pretty well last year. Two of these guys are from Temple. Sean Chandler and Sam Franklin. There is a real look.
That's embarrassing, man. Do we make a signing? Or do we just leave
I
this
think
as
there's
it
still
is?
There's still a free agent.
There's still, yeah. I mean, you got some, you got some veterans out there, you know, that might be able to add that leadership role. But I don't know that. Again, I'm not sure that Rule wants veterans. I feel like Rule at this point, based on what I'm seeing and the moves that he makes, he wants young guys who are coachable in his mind. And
you're right. Justin Burris might be the oldest dude on the team at 27 almost.
Yeah, we're the youngest team in the league right now.
And
by
to be
by a pretty good margin. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to be fair, I mean, if you've got Bouye, Horn, you've got Chin in the backfield. If you're not the strongest at safety, I mean, I think you're okay with what you've got surrounding you. They set it up so if you don't have a great safety, you'll be all right.
Yeah. I mean, in some way, that's a great point. Is that ultimately all of these they're listed at safety.
Mm-hmm.
All four of these guys, or five of them. When I say four, but those are all free safeties because you're gonna be playing Jeremy Chin at the strong.
Right.
It seems like, right? So that's a great
still
point.
have Jeremy listed as a linebacker, which I find interesting.
I don't think he will be. I think he'll be a safety. Like everybody, I think if you look at the moves that we're making, Jeremy Chin will be moved to safety by the beginning of the year. Right. I just don't think anybody's going in there until training camp's over. I don't think they're going to necessarily put that moniker on him yet.
Yeah, I just feel like you can't have, you know, an elite player at every position. Some guys, you know, what is it? Rising tide raises all ships. So if you got better players surrounding, then you can have a weaker position, you know, at least one in the backfield. Because you're going to have three pretty strong players back there, I feel.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like the chat room saying we just picked up Delano Hill, which he's not even on the Panthers roster yet. Like, I was looking on the team website.
Yeah, I think that happened early today, maybe?
Who is Delano Hill?
Who is this guy? All right, here. When in doubt, check Wikipedia.
Did he go to Baylor?
High school, college. Where did he go? His senior help. Where did he go to college? Doesn't even say.
I think he was a D tackle, right?
Oh, he went to Michigan. Wow. He was a third-round pick in 2017 for the Seahawks. Okay.
Well,
hey,
there's your link. There's your link right there.
Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. There you go. A little Fitterer magic right there.
Is that literally happening like right now, like as we're speaking about this?
What is it?
Delano Hill. I mean, like people.
No,
are
that
like,
happened. Hold on, I'll look at it here. I'm pretty sure I saw that earlier.
What does he do?
What does he do? He plays football.
Panthers. But the guy who stopped Cam at the goal line against
this
Seattle
happened.
Last year.
Delano Hill happened 2 days ago.
Oh,
yeah. It was
is it like a meaningful like?
He was the 11th safety selected in 2017.
Oh, that
everything.
That
is. That actually, I mean, look, it's like they're trying stuff. It might not be the answer you want, but it's they're obviously eyeballing what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, good.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Well, I was just going to say, I see a comment in the chat saying we drafted a long snapper to create competition, but no competition, the most important position, quarterback. I think that we have put all our chips in on Sam Darnold.
I think it's clear.
Is why we didn't. We're not worried about competition. We don't want him to have competition. I think they
100%
feel.
clear.
I think they feel like he can be the guy. There's no need to put competition in there. And if it doesn't work out, we didn't give up much for him. We can move on quickly. That's why I don't think we have competition at that position. That's why they got rid of Eddie.
Do you think we filled 3 quarterbacks on this roster this year?
I think we get 3. I think we just the way that
so they're always going to scratch a guy every week, like we did last year.
Well, I don't know that they're. It depends. I mean, number one, is PJ Walker even been re-signed? It was only a 1-year deal that he was on with us, right?
Oh, let me see if he's listed on the website.
I never got to ask CK and Greg, is there like a game that sticks out for you? I mean, obviously week 9 with Cam coming back to town. I mentioned the Jets. Like I mentioned this the last time I reacted with Tony. I'm surprised that Sam Darnold against his old team. Like I'm surprised that isn't prime time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, when you look at the games for week 1, though, it's really hard to justify putting that.
And that's why. It's because it's week 1. But I feel like if we were to have played the Jets any other time, I feel like that probably would have been a prime time game. But other than that, what game sticks out for you? And then after you guys go, I'll tell you my legitimacy test that I think we have on our schedule.
All right. You talking about sticks out to me like we want that I want to go
I
to?
mean, like
or just is interesting, just an interesting.
Or maybe you think there's some kind of storyline connected to it. So, okay, I'll just go ahead and give you like mine real quick first. I think week 15, like if we're a good football team, at week 15, December on the road in Buffalo. So it's going to be on the
trying to tell you, if you knock off Buffalo, we win in the Super Bowl, baby.
Dude,
like if you go on the road, like we're a fucking team to be dealt with.
That's why I said that.
And
that's why I said that that's a legitimacy test. Mm-hmm. If we're able to go on the road up to Buffalo, and by the way, like it's not just like Josh Allen is good. That whole organization is good. Like Brandon Beane has really made that whole thing like legit. They have corners, D-line, O-line. Like they can do it all, man. And there's no reason why they shouldn't win that division going away for the next few years. Yeah. But if the Panthers are able to do that in Sam Darnold's first year, Swish 94 says he thinks it'll be a primetime game also. Maybe
it's on the flex weekend. They got that. This is part of the new schedule, I think, that they do that flex Saturday weekend.
Oh, but we gotta be good though, man. The Panthers have to be good because they want to flex that. I feel it.
You know what's one I think is obviously the Jets is an interesting one. I still think that is going to be, I'm not going to say an easy win because Wilson could come out and just throw the ball like 7,500 times and just break rookie records for his first starting gig. Like that's all possible. Is it likely? No, right? You know, we're still dealing with the Jets who are still in a bit of a rebuild phase, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. The one that'll be the big one that I'm looking forward to is our first divisional test, and that's going to be week 2 against the Saints. Like that is
great. I love this.
Because that's going to give us.
We don't know much about the Saints either.
That's going to give us our first test of what the Saints are really about. Like if without Drew Brees, was Drew Brees the glue that held that offense together or not? And I think we're going to start having a lot of other questions about that. The defense. Is Cam Jordan going to show
is he getting old?
Age?
He's getting old. Yeah, I mean, and they lost the white boy. Their secondary sucks. Yep. Like, is that they have been a very good team for the last 4 years.
Yeah,
all around.
I would say
top to bottom. Yeah, but like, I would say they did have kind of a moment at one point where they were after they won the Super Bowl. I felt like they had a couple down. Is that like I won't say they weren't good, but like they've owned our shit for the last 4 years. It felt like. I went, and maybe it was 2016, or God, I'm trying to think of what year we went. Maybe it was 24. Maybe it was 2014, and we went and they beat our ass at our house in like week 2.
Yeah,
but that was kind of a time where their storyline was starting to change, right? We thought of always the Saints as a put 500 yards up on you, score like this and that, but over the last couple of 5 years, they added to the offensive line. Right, it's offensive line, it's running, it's been the defense. Their defense used to be trash. I mean, and now it's been legitimate. But I agree, CK, is that right now I need to see, can they last beyond Drew Brees?
Yeah. So that's one that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
You actually almost stole mine, CK. I'm actually looking at week 3 stands out to me. And I know it sounds weird being in Houston, but there's a couple different reasons. One, it's our first away game. It's a sleeper. This is a team that we should beat.
It's a trap.
This is going to be a game that we should win. If we go into this game possibly 2-0, into a game that we should win, I mean, we should smash this team, to be truly honest with you. They're going to be the new Cleveland Browns for the next few years. It's a kind of a legitimacy test. We can go in, be 3-0 in our trip in Dallas, going into Dallas, which is everybody's Super Bowl pick every year at the beginning of the season. And it would look good, So I think the Texans game stands out big because it's one of those getting the momentum rolling. Winning 2 to start off the season is pretty nice, but it's 2 home games. You win your next road game on a team you should beat, then maybe you got something going. Because 3-0 is when you really start to say, okay, this might be something.
Can I even say I kind of feel that way about the game CK mentioned? Like the Saints, like they have ruled the division. I mean, even last year, even though the Bucks won,
they were the division winners.
Yeah, they won the division, and that's like 4 years in a row now or something that they've won. The division, I think they topped our record. The last time the Panthers won our division, it was 3 times in a row, and we had the record. But now I think it belongs to them. My thing is this: like, if not now, when? You know what I mean? If you're not, if you're gonna beat the Saints, why not do it now? They have so much turnaround. They're losing. It's a home game. They're losing a Hall of Fame quarterback.
I know. I feel like I'm a little bit like when we did our show on Thursday and we were talking about schedule, I almost was writing the Saints off a little bit.
Yeah, and I kind of was
and
too,
like Jameis could come in there and throw for a bazillion. It's not like all this. You know what? They might actually get an upgrade at that. Really, it's about that defense. I mean, it's about their defense. Their story is their defense has been better than we like to give them credit for the last few years. And that has helped them through a lot of this. There's a lot of storylines here. Look, we could bounce around, man. We could go from, Washington football team, Ron Rivera coming home in this brutal stretch. I think the Cam Newton game is clearly... That's obviously going to be storyline. Yeah, like it's our storyline.
And
I don't know.
To be fair, that is 10. That's 9 or 8 games before that happens. So there is a lot that can change between now and then, right? Cam Newton could be traded. Cam Newton could be released in training camp, guys. Like it's all possible things that can happen.
No, come on.
I'm saying it's possible.
The game that I'm circling, that is meaningful to me. And I've been trying to flip the coin. I think week 7 against the Giants is interesting because the Giants are kind of in a win or Dave Gettleman getting fired mode.
Yeah, that part of it, like the Dave Gettleman aspect of things. Yeah,
I think that could. But to me, it's week 10 on the road against the Cardinals. Yeah,
that's what I thought you were going to say. That's why I was.
This is the game of the season for me. This is the one I'm circled. And I don't know if it's, I have these darlings. I pick a darling that I like, a team, not like them. I'm not rooting for them necessarily. But for me, it was the Bills the last it was before they even got Josh Allen. I thought they were on the precipice of being good. So I thought they were kind of my dark, so I was secretly interested in the Bills. The Cardinals are that team for me right now. I think the Cardinals are supposed to, like in my mind, they're going to be good.
Yeah, they should be. They have no reason not to be. They uploaded, upgraded. They got a bunch of weapons.
We did beat them last year
the
with
biggest
Teddy
struggle they
Bridgewater.
have, the biggest struggle that the Cardinals have is the division in which they're playing.
Yeah, they live in a slaughterhouse over there. They really
I mean,
do.
couldn't you say we are in the same boat? I mean,
No.
New Orleans and Tampa Bay. And,
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I would say-
we've got a murderer's row in our
I
division.
agree.
I think every
okay.
year we have one of the hardest
Greg,
divisions.
I would
Good
say
point,
that
Greg.
has been true
Until this
past
year.
3
Dude, the
years.
Super
Yeah.
Bowl champs in our division. Like,
Well,
what do
right,
you
but
mean?
what, I,
Like, it's
but what I
still
mean by
true.
that is that these teams. Okay, one, Tom Brady came down, and that really changed everything for him. But number two, like, after this, after last season, there's a whole lot of new going on to a lot of our division rivals.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So the Falcons have a brand new head
Just to let
coach.
you know, the
brand
Saints
new
were
GM.
12-4 last year, dude. The Bucks were 11-5. I mean, we're good, but you're right. Is that when you look across, to me, it's the
How many? I have a question. How many people in the NFC West?
AFC North is the fucking sick shit right now.
How many people in the NFC West finished with a top 5 draft pick last year?
None.
How many did the NFC South have?
2.
Point.
Two.
Fair point. Fair point.
Good
Yep. All right.
question.
Yep.
To me, is like, bro, listen to this, is the AFC North had, and look, the Steelers were the biggest fraudulent 12-4 team in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Like, they should have been 8-8, you know what I'm saying? But they went 12-4. The Ravens went 11-5. The Browns went 11-5. That's crazy. So what'd you say? The NFC West? It's the West. You had a 12 win, a 10 win, and an 8 win. So if the Cardinals can, and how about that? The Rams won 10 fucking games last year. That's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
Is that true? Like, I'm looking
Yeah.
at, like, I
Yeah,
can't
they
even.
had a fantastic defense. Like that was one of their biggest, one of their biggest assets last year was how good their defense was.
Yeah, Aaron
that's
Donald, the best player in football, bro.
Yeah, I mean the thing with the Cardinals is I think that this season they made a lot of questionable moves in my opinion. Like I understand the allure of a JJ Watt, but the signing of JJ Watt at the price tag that he was, I don't think it's smart, especially given that the last 5 years.
It's 1 year. Who cares?
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money that prevented them from doing any other free agent real flashes. And they got a guy who has been injured for 5 years in a row.
AJ Green? You don't like AJ Green?
Who's been injured 5 years in a row?
I got
Like,
you. Yeah.
I mean,
I know you could have replaced their names.
Yeah, I mean, it's just at this point in time, I think that the question mark with the Cardinals is essentially they're the same team that they were last year, which isn't bad. They weren't like we beat them with Teddy Bridgewater, right? Didn't we play them last year? 100. We did that, right?
What? Oh yeah, Bridgewater.
Yeah,
Somebody wrote that to me. Is that we beat the Cardinals with Bridgewater? Don't worry about them. They said that in the chat. Bullshit.
And they're essentially the same team that they were, except for they're without Hassan Reddick now.
Can I say this? And can I say this? And I'm a fan of Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has to be, I think, better. I think Kyler Murray has all the talent in the world, but apparently going down the middle deep is something that he hasn't been doing well. So apparently all of his best passes come from outside the pocket, right? Kind of when he's on the move, which by the way, that makes sense. Yeah, when you're a shorter quarterback, like Russell Wilson does the same shit, but listen, I'm a fan. I just think that Kyler needs to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think he can. I think this is a big year for him, and so that's not such as I was thinking that with the Cardinals game, but I just don't see any real implication as to I feel like there's at least 1, 2, 3, maybe 6 other better teams than the Cardinals that we're going to be facing this year.
Wow.
You know, you
So
got
what
the
do you?
Bears,
Like, I
Bills,
kind of
New
think
Orleans.
what are you talking about? All right, how about this? CK, is the Dolphins or the Cardinals more interesting to you?
Dolphins are more interesting, personally.
Like us playing them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
it's more
not mad at
interesting.
that. I'm not
Like
mad at
Washington football team or Cardinals?
Washington football team. Just
I got the Cardinals in
the
that one.
just the again, the storyline aspect of it is more because number one, you can sit there and
Well,
look at
I
last
circled
year,
the wrong game clearly, guys.
but that's like I'm looking at these like what is the most interesting game?
No, I think it's good points. I think you're making good points, man. You're like talking me you're talking me into another game.
Yeah. The Cardinals is just it feels like it, I don't know. It's similar to the Eagles game for me. Right? The Eagles game just feels like it's another game. Like, but a lot of these other were like the Patriots has implications, the Falcons obviously with the rivalry, the New York Jets with the Gettleman aspect of it. I mean, even the Vikings are a little more interesting to me because of the Stephen Weatherly re-signing up there with them, and then obviously
where did he go? Where did Weatherly go?
back to the Vikings.
He went back to the Vikings.
Yeah,
man, bitch, I hate that. I don't even like
By
that.
the way, Swish 94 had a good comment that I wanted to highlight. Panthers Cardinals starting to look familiar to Panthers Seahawks in the early Cam Rush years. This is our third straight year playing Kyler Murray, and we play them next year too.
Well, we don't have a quarterback to match it though. It's
we
Cam
do.
Rush, but it's just
we got now. Sam the Bomb.
What we have in the last 2 years.
Sammy Dimes.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
Sammy Dimes.
Look, you can't hate on it until you see it yet.
Well, the difference
Well,
on
I just mean we didn't
is
have one in the last 2 years.
There's a slight difference there. A lot of those games against Seattle were like low scoring. I think the ones that we played against
15,
the Cardinals,
12, 17, 14. That was crazy. Awesome.
all of those games were like
they were the worst games and the best games. And it was always like on a last minute, like somebody threw a touchdown at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and there's game over.
Yep.
Like somebody scored, nobody else is gonna be able to score for the rest of the fucking game.
Yep.
Interesting. A lot of cool games. All right, why don't we do this, guys? First of all, shame them, CK. Shame these mugs. We got 84 people watching. Thumbs up. My wife just peeked in the door. You all right, baby? She ain't all right, so shame them. I know the remote to the TV doesn't work, baby.
Why have you not hit that like button yet?
Hit that like button. Subscriber shame.
Anyway, sorry,
CK,
well done.
You're the best, I think.
It's wonderful. I'm telling you, you guys gotta hire this dude. There's a voice out there. You're on your way to being very special. So I guess the next part is to do this is to get into the cat calls. Don't forget the cat calls are going to be sponsored tonight by, or should I say, powered by Avolta, where if you live in North or South Carolina and you're a homeowner, you can cut the damn cord with the electric company. Like you can get ahead, like you can pull the Elon Musk, you can pull all of this and that. All you got to do is check out our man Kevin Brown at Avolta. He can help you own your own energy at a fixed rate for life with no money down. Contact Kevin Brown at 704-215-3373. Tell him you're a Panthers fan. He's a Panthers fan. That's why he and we are trying to further this message on this podcast. And now we're going to go into the cat calls right now, where you can be a part of the show. 252-228-5098. See if I got the sound up here. One day I'll get better at this like production shit.
No volume.
Can y'all hear that? No
Nope.
volume?
Nope.
That's
I
yourself.
heard mine. For some reason.
I can't hear it. Anyway, good God. Where is the sound at tonight? No, it's coming out of my speakers somehow. All right. So anyway, Here, let's just play the call. Maybe I can do that. Anyway, how about you guys throw some cover for me right now while I pull up this other program?
I can do that. So, Greg, you were you were talking about that Texans game being a trap game.
Mhm.
Are there any other games you think that look like they should be an automatic W for us? Like, what game do you feel most comfortable about on our schedule? I'll pull
Honestly,
it. Yes,
probably the Jets. To be truly honest with you,
okay, yeah.
I think they're
that's
probably
not
the
a
worst
bad
team
one.
we're playing on our schedule.
Ooh, I don't know. I personally think the Eagles are the worst team.
That's a good point. The Eagles are an early bad one. Yeah, I think that either one of those could be a trap game as well. I think those are games we should win. I think
All
those
right,
are games that
you
with
guys
Teddy
ready?
Bridgewater you could have won.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. No sound effects. Hey, who's that cat coming in the back room? Whatever. Here we go.
Hey guys, Scott from Winston-Salem. Pretty good avid listener
Hey,
to the show. Yes, I'm part of the subscriber shame. Anyhow, so I listened to last week's podcast. I'm in the middle of it now that you guys had talking about who can win the division. The way I see it is if Tom Brady gets hurt, it's anybody's division, including the Buccaneers. Who's the backup? Is it Jameis Winston?
No.
Taysom? I mean, who is it?
You.
So as far as our offense goes, I still think we needed to tackle. I'm okay with going defense, but we needed to tackle. If we don't have a tackle, Sam Darnold's going to get crushed in the backfield. So as far as the pick with J.C. Horn, yeah, I watched him too. I watched his dad play too, and I thought he's pretty good. So, yeah, he has the pedigree. But I don't know about going all defense like we did and trying to shore up too much. I mean, I know everybody's happy about the pick, so am I. Man, we needed some offense. We need an offensive line. Some of these other teams are going to kill us, man. If you're looking at the how much time you got in the pocket to throw, man, we're not even going to compare. I bet Sam Darnold gets about the same amount of time as Teddy Bridgewater did, or Teddy Trashwater. So, I don't know. I mean, I see what you guys think, but I'm just of the opinion that before we can even be a really, really good football team, we got to have some offense. And you can't lay it all on Christian McCaffrey. You can't put it all on Sam Darnold's shoulders because he's trying to rebuild or whatever you want to call his career because it was trash when he was with the Jets. So, but here again, he didn't get no time to throw either. They didn't have an offensive line. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you have every number one pick in the draft. Unless you get offense and the defense can't go. What's the defense going to do? They're going to run their butts off and get hurt. They're going to be tired, and then it goes back to the same old saying. You're trying to sub out too many people. That's just, I don't know, man. I mean, I know you guys like it, but I just think we need offensive tackles, and not just a left tackle, not a blindside tackle. We needed two good tackles. I mean, there's two edge rushers on both sides. Why do we always talk about the left tackle? So, I mean, man, you guys do a good job, man. So I like the podcast, and eventually I'll get around to subscribing so y'all can get me on that.
Well, today's the week, man. We played your call.
Anyway, man,
subscribe,
good show,
homie.
and look forward to next week's show. See what's going on with that. So,
how are you gonna know
you
about
keep
it
up
if
good
you don't
work,
subscribe? Thank you for your call.
Keep pounding. Keep
How
He
pounding.
got that Stitcher, bro. He's got that Stitcher, bro.
Hey,
I'm gonna send it to him in his mailbox like a pile of clothes that my wife spends $1 billion. All right,
just put a cassette tape in the mail.
hey, can I comment on that one real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one, Winston-Salem, awesome. I'm in Walnut Cove. I'm right there. So what's up, man? And two, I agree with what he's saying. We do need to
and the popo are on the way to your house, homie.
Not me.
That's my crib.
Oh, that's
we
your
should've
house.
We should have known he's down there in Charlotte, bro.
That's right. Yeah. But no, I agree. We need to work on the offensive line. I disagree that we're putting everything on just Sam Darnold and Christian McCaffrey's shoulders. We've also got Robbie Anderson. We've got DJ Moore. They drafted that backup running back that I think, seemed pretty legit from what I've seen.
Chubba.
Yeah, I think
we've got some
we've got some pretty good offensive weapons. I don't think we're trying to put it all on one person's shoulders. And although our offensive line's not great, it's much better than the Jets was last year. and it's improving.
Right.
You know,
He's right,
So-
though. He's right. It's like
No,
if there
he's
is
neat,
a criticism,
Mhm.
if there is a criticism about the Carolina draft, or even our draft history, honestly, for a while now,
We never
it's just
get
a lack
tackles
of
in round one.
it's a lack of investment at offensive line. And I don't even need it just to be a tackle. You know, it's just a lack of investment. And even if you think about it this year, you know, you're not investing in the offensive line till round 3, right?
Yeah.
And so it is a tough thing to talk about. Like, it's like it's hard to love the JC Horn pick initially,
Right.
when we knew that offensive line was such an importance. And then you see JC Horn and how great. Ultimately, I would just say this is that I hope and I pray. Look, Carolina's offensive line was better last year than we're almost accustomed to seeing. So if they can just step forward, you know, I don't think they were that trashy to start last year. If they can just get better, hopefully the Cam Irving, the F line addition, the depth is what's his name? Bradbury whatever his name is, Christensen.
Brady Christensen.
Brady Christensen. I call him Bradbury Christensen. Bradbury, you know, I mean, hopefully they don't regress. That's what I'm saying is we're used to playing with a trash line, but you're right, bro. Like how can you argue with that call?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, my thing is this though, like two different things. He said we need 2 tackles. Not true. Taylor Moton's a beast. I think Taylor Moton is one of, if not the best right tackles in the NFL. Number 2, I think our offensive line, I think we have 2 surprises coming. I think Deontay Brown,
in the
6th round. I think Deontay Brown is going to be a monster guard. Dude, he looks like a Ninja Turtle, bro.
Have you seen him? He looks like the dude from the Mario Kart.
He looks like a
that's got the big shell.
No. You're talking about Blastoise from Pokemon. That's what he looks like, dude. That's what he's built like. No, you're talking about Bowser.
Yeah, he looks like Bowser.
Yeah, he is built like Bowser a little. And then I think David Moore, he is a undrafted guy, and he was incredible at the Senior Bowl, dominant on the offensive line. I think he'll probably fight his way into the rotation. And then look, like, you know, someone's going to have to step up at left tackle. Yes, we're going to hope that is Brady Christensen. If I had to guess, I would say that between him and Cam Irving are probably the starter. And there's going to be a battle for the left tackle position.
People love Trent Scott, and he played well last year above his station, but not a dude you can be ready for.
We have to see it consistently. Yeah, I mean, some people really like him at left tackle. I want to see a little bit more. But then my thing is this, man, Sam Darnold. The caller said we like Sam Darnold, and then you have guys in our chat like Seedfish just talking shit about Sam. My thing is this, man. We're not giving anyone their flowers before they earned them.
True.
Okay? No one. Like, all we're saying is from the start of this season where we are to where we were last season around this time, we have far more of a reason to be hopeful about Sam Darnold being a legitimate franchise quarterback than we did when Teddy Bridgewater was our quarterback.
So when it came
That's all we're saying, and I want to say one final thing, is that he has to prove it. Like, no one's patting Sam Darnold on the back. Sam Darnold has to go out there, and he has to basically make good on the bet that Matt Rule and Scott Fitterer made on him to pass on Justin Fields, who was sitting right there ready for us to take him. For them to take Sam Darnold, like, that is one hell of an endorsement right there. So the pressure is on him, and no one has anointed Sam Darnold jack shit. We're hopeful, and I would say optimistic. But
and this is the season for optimism. It's a season for optimism, right? This is the time we can be optimistic. This is like, what else do we want us to do? You want us to sit around and say that like we should quit the podcast because they did this? I think though, that I said this over and over when we signed Teddy Bridgewater and all of this, is Teddy Bridgewater had a high floor and a low ceiling. Sam Darnold has a low floor and a high ceiling. You know, is that last year they played it safe and they went with a guy that, you know, and then this year they rolled the dice a little bit. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't. I mean, I won't say it doesn't work. I mean, there is a lot of risk with it, but at the same time, we truly believe that, or I'm not trying to put words in y'all's mouth. Is that I just think is that if it does work, it could go farther. Imagine if we said this, is that we had actually Teddy did the best he could last year. That was the best he could. Like, that was it. You got it. You saw it. You saw it, bro. You saw the best of what you saw, the ceiling.
Yeah, you saw the ceiling, but I think you saw it, like, everybody that had a concern about Teddy Bridgewater, everything we feared about him was what we saw. Like, he didn't prove us wrong in any facet whatsoever. We said he's he's going to protect the ball, which there towards the end, he didn't. He was actually pretty garbage at getting the interceptions there for at least a few games there towards the end. I mean, you just saw a guy who we knew. Like, I remember when we first signed him, the question mark was, can he throw the ball down the field? Nope. Can he? And then I remember
he never did.
I remember the Riot writing articles saying, here's to prove that he can throw it down the field. And they're doing the same stuff that people are doing for him after last year, which was showing the stats and like, this is how he did with the completions beyond 10 yards. And I'm like, did you see how open the receivers were and how much they had to come back to the ball in order to be able to actually catch the ball? I mean, like, those things were so frustrating to me. So, I mean, we came into the season with low expectations that we were hoping he would exceed, and he didn't, period.
That's where it's funny is people act like we trashing Teddy. We're actually saying Teddy achieved his greatest moment last year. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like its own compliment. It's like, well, I mean, like, that's his greatest year, bro. Like, he did everything that he could. Not everything that he could, but I mean, there was some. And fuck that dude. I don't even like him, man. And this whole sportsmanship of the world. I'm so pissed. I'm still so pissed that we do this. Is that we make judgments on things in life. And once we make the judgment, and I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of it. So I'm like, look, I'm not trying to, you know, pot, kettle black, all that shit. But the point is that we said this, like, people believe that Cam was an egomaniac, bad teammate, you know, like, narcissist dude. And once they form that opinion, it don't matter what happened afterwards. What's also interesting is everybody says Teddy Bridgewater is a good teammate. He got the sportsmanship of the world. Like it's like, oh, he's got a great character. He was the biggest fucking dick out of everybody. Mm-hmm. He got the burner accounts on Twitter. He got this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, so those, it's almost, we made those stigmas or those monikers or those labels. And then we're just like, we believe it no matter what. The evidence does not suggest that. So Teddy Bridgewater had a career year last year.
But also, we're not like, we literally know a guy in media who basically
got in the argument.
Yeah, man. Bridgewater's people contacted his publication and said, hey, tell your mans to take that shit down. Like, that's the definition of soft, bro. He's soft. And honestly, like,
Flaccid Teddy. We call him Flaccid Teddy.
Like, look, if you listen to this podcast, you might think that I was just not down with Teddy from the start. And to be honest, I wasn't. But I was more than ready to change my mind if I needed my mind changed. And not only did he double down on the kind of player he was, to me, he showed me what kind of person he is. Like, if you're a quarterback, you have to have leadership material. And Teddy displayed none of it, dude. Mm-hmm. None of it. Until one says
that is a carrot.
Yeah. I mean, he drives a minivan.
Yeah.
This dude said, so Cephas, go back and check out our last podcast. Teddy Bridgewater, he said this. Teddy Bridgewater said, didn't practice 2-minute drill. Silly shit.
But
Right.
yeah,
And
we never-
go
we
back
never
and watch
got-
the podcast. We did 30 minutes on it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, this dude talks out both sides of his mouth all the time.
Hey, see,
He says this is we didn't practice the 2-minute drill, but we did walkthroughs and practice it on Saturday. That was his next shit. Like he said this. He said we didn't do it. And then 2 minutes later, he said, well, we did do walkthroughs on Friday and reps on. He was like, but I wanted more reps.
But the thing that it's so insane to me is like what I hear when I hear that is let's
the best. Put that back up, Cody.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, CK. We'll talk about this comment in just a second. It's so good.
So
comment of the night.
The thing that is interesting is right. What were some of his biggest struggles last year?
No, I think his leadership ability was one of his biggest struggles.
I would say playing quarterback.
Yeah, playing quarterback.
Yeah.
But the reality is
2
he had
minute,
some progress.
2 minute, and I know where you're going. 2 minute and
red zone. He threw how many red zone interceptions last year? I mean, the reality is he's talking about his worst qualities last year outside of not being able to throw the ball more than 15 yards down the field. He's talking about that as being Joe Brady's fault. Like, is that not just reminiscent of his post-game press conference where he said, they weren't getting the calls into me quick enough, so I had to do this and that and all this stuff. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, you're throwing a team under the bus because they said, hey, listen, we tried you out. We did. We gave you every opportunity. We gave you 3 receivers that were capable of so much more than you gave them. And they
saw the ceiling, dude. We saw the ceiling. We saw it.
Yeah, week 2. Remember, I was mad week 2 because he's walking out on the field. I think it was week 2, maybe week 1. He's walking on the field in a losing game, laughing,
smiling. Yeah, I remember that.
Smiling and laughing. And everybody was like, "Oh, don't look into that." No, man, that's a character flaw. I don't want my quarterback smiling and laughing, walking on the field when he's losing. I want to be pissed that he's losing.
You know how many times Newton? People wanted to shit talk Cam Newton sitting on the sideline with his rag over his head because he was mad that they were losing. Like, but I mean, he was the ultimate competitor. I don't want to see somebody who's just content with that shit.
Right.
You know, in hindsight, when you look back and you see the comments that he's made, I mean, it's just, I know this wasn't, I guess we didn't start out this with the intention of it being a Teddy shit talk show. But I think since we missed that out on Thursday, I think it's only fair that we have a conversation about it.
Well, you two especially. I mean, you two, me and Tony got our opportunity to shit on him. We would never deny. We would never deny the two of you. You're right to shit on Teddy Bridgewater. That's a problem.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. I was doing it all year long. Remember, I was calling him Kyle Allen, and people called me crazy for it. And then at the end of the year,
you did.
As I said, you know what? He's just like Kyle Allen. So.
Everyone in our chat room that was here at that time deserves to give Bat Daddy an apology, man. Because I remember
and he said if we finished 5-11, like we did the same exact thing.
Wasn't our record one worse? I want to say it might have been.
I think I said 6-10 was what we were gonna go. Yeah.
No, but like under Kyle Allen versus this, we finished ultimately the same exact season. And like, he's like greatest quarterback ever. No,
dude, there was talking shit about my man Bat Daddy, and the Bat Daddy called it. Yeah. There was no difference between him and Kyle Allen, and everybody said that there was, and there wasn't.
I was defending him. You guys remember after the Atlanta game, I was defending him. I wasn't like a big, I think we were still pretty critical of him, but like after that Atlanta game, our offensive line was garbage. Right. Yeah. And so I was almost, one of those defenders who was saying like, oh, we can't blame this all on Teddy Bridgewater. And as the year went on, you start to like, man, maybe I was giving him too much credit. Like don't get me wrong. Our offensive line in that first Atlanta game was absolute trash.
Right.
Like it was. But the more I look at it, like I'm almost wondering if that offensive line just was doing what they did on the longest yard and being like, here, go take him. He's a fucking douche.
All right, we gotta move on, but before we move on,
I wanted to say one more thing, just to hammer it home. In that last bit of audio, which I'm not even gonna find it. Go look at our other show or find it online. But when Teddy Bridgewater is doing that podcast,
cross-dressing,
He literally talks out of both sides of his mouth.
Dude, that's why this
Out of
comment by
both-
Veothon is so awesome, dude.
Yeah,
he said, "I won't say that Teddy is bitch,
bitch
man,
made.
but I'm
I'm not
that type of person
Even though
because
you
he
did-
started off his whole conversation by saying, "Look, I could be a guy who said we didn't have Christian, but I'm not that dude. You are that dude, bro. You just did. You just became that dude,
Right.
And then wants to throw Joe Brady
Such a
under
great
the
comment.
bus.
Comment of the year right now.
Like, dude, it shows no accountability. It's, hey, I have to look in the mirror first and foremost. You know, I put my big boy underwear on. And then you want to talk out the side of your mouth of, oh, we didn't have Christian. Oh, we didn't have this. Oh, we didn't practice 2 minutes. By the way, I want to ask Greg and CK, do you even believe that bullshit?
No.
Like, that the Panthers just straight up didn't practice red zone drills?
No.
I mean,
maybe Teddy didn't.
To
Maybe Teddy
be
didn't,
fair,
but, yeah.
he didn't say that they didn't. He just said they didn't practice enough. Is his issue.
Right.
He's like,
Well, he said they didn't, and then he came back and said that they didn't practice enough. He started off by saying we didn't do 2 minute, we didn't do red zone, and then the guys on the show went nutso. And then he circled back out the other side of his mouth and said they did walkthroughs on Friday, they did Saturday practice, but it was, like you said, CK, not enough reps. But again, and what I want to put out here is that this lacks zero context. Dude, they couldn't even practice without masks on last year. They had to wear the fucking the proximity bands from Amazon where it beeped every 6 feet that they were together. You're asking for a year in the most unprecedented time, and you're being critical or about like the amount of practice. We've seen training camp, homie. I've been to training camp. They barely fucking practice. They're so professional. They just say, run the route one time. I know it. Like, good luck. If you don't got it, you're cut.
That's what you see at the training camp.
No, they don't run it over and over. I'm telling you, at the pro level, they don't run it like you would, like we think. When we say, I'm going to go make my kid practice T-ball, and you say, we're going to go hit 100 baseballs off. They got 2 hours to prep that fucking game, bro. They ain't like out there just like, oh, do it again. It's not like that.
The difference is when you get to that level, you shouldn't have to be taught how to run this route or this route or this route. What you've got to focus on is what this team does, what this play is, where you're supposed to be, more than how to run a 7-step.
Which then is walks through, then right? That's basically everything's a
walkthrough. It's being on the same play speed as everyone else. So
practice it.
But so that's what I'm saying. Like, it might. Yeah, Tony, it's not full.
They don't run it 100 times, bro.
Right.
I'm telling you, man. They got 2 hours.
They don't
2 hours on Friday. 2 hours. That's it.
No, they don't.
They practice 2 hours. That's it. That's it. 2 hours.
What I'm saying is this, though.
What are you going to do in 2 hours? I can't even jerk off in 2 hours.
For 2 plays, and then that's it for the red zone. Like, they have so many different plays that you have to practice in the red zone that you have to be prepared for with situational football. If you don't practice
they have that many plays, Cody, how could they practice them in 2 hours? All right, so if you had 20 plays that you had to practice on Friday, how many, and you only had 2.5 hours to do it, how many times could you actually run the fucking play?
Well, that's why your coaches have to come up with the game
you could
plan.
run
play.
That's why
they run it twice. They fucking say you got it, and then they move
at
on.
The start of the week, before they know who they're gonna play, the coaches come down with the game plan that they want to drill for and practice all week. So they will make sure that they get certain looks in the red zone, backed up to the goal line. They do all that kind of stuff, but you can't just not practice the most important.
I'm not saying they don't practice. Well, I'm not saying they don't practice, but what I'm saying is when I think of the word practice and when they think of the word practice, they're 2 fucking different things. If I'm going to go practice hitting the baseball or shooting the basketball, I'm going to go out in the driveway and shoot it 1,000 times over the next 2 hours. That's not how they practice, bro. That's not how they practice. It's truly not. Is that they go out there and they say, all right, we got these 10 plays that we could run. We've got 2.5 hours. We're going to run each one twice.
You're talking about two different things there, though, Tony, because you know what? They do go out on the jugs machine and catch 25, 35 balls with that run route, just practicing catching. That's just like shooting a jump shot. There's a difference between going out and practicing a jump shot and practicing a basketball play. There's a difference. You're right.
Yeah,
they're not going to run the play 100 times.
I think y'all overestimate how many times that they run a play.
Well, how long do you think it takes to run a play?
Right? You think Teddy's right that like what he was talking about?
No. I think that's exactly I don't think he's right. What I'm thinking is that like it was COVID, number one, so it was already slim, right? Everything is slimmed down, period, because of COVID. And second is that like it's not high school football where we're gonna keep you here after practice. We got like all of this shit. Sorry, so I do think they practice.
Hey, the stream froze. I don't know why.
It's back.
It's back.
It's back.
We're back.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next call.
Chat room, let us know if we're back. Tell us something in the comments to let us know that we're good to go. But yeah, I do see us.
All right, next call.
Hey guys, it's Chuck from Elizabeth City. Just calling, being this off season a little slow. Kind of a couple of takes. Number one, just between you guys, I'll wait on mine. Who do you think are going to be a surprise cut? There's always one every year. I know it's a little early for that to find out before we even get to training camp. And who do you think maybe will surprise you that maybe people don't think will make the roster? Just kind of putting it out there, get it fresh in our heads. And I know everybody's going to be raging and talking tonight about Teddy Bridgewater and talking about he really didn't have a problem and he's moving on. But you can tell by the interview he had, he's definitely got an issue. And kind of get your take on that, guys. Like I said, slow all season, don't have much tonight. Just kind of want to put something out there. Keep pounding.
It's a good question.
Keep pounding. Tremendous question. I don't know. Who do we see not making the – I'll tell you the one that scares me. And this is just from I'm afraid that something that happened when Ron Rivera was here is going to continue to happen here. And like, okay, we signed Pat Elflein. We signed some guys that we're going to put in on the offensive line. Yeah. My fear is that we're not going to let lesser guys play, even if they're better, right? Like we might sign Pat Elflein, but then – we're not gonna play somebody that like Deontay Brown, who might deserve to be a starter, but we just don't play him because he wasn't paid to be the starter. So yeah, that kind of scares me a little bit.
Do you think that is the case, or do you think? Because I mean, just based on, we can have that discussion. I think real briefly.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough evidence to really say so.
Well, you got to keep in mind, like, Greg's not gonna. He might recall what he felt about when Matt Rule first came to the team, where he said, nobody is guaranteed starting. Like Christian McCaffrey, we're gonna have to see what he does, and like I don't think it's fair to anybody that I tell somebody that they're going to be guaranteed playing. Over top of somebody else, because I want to see them with my own eyes. I want to see what they do. And so like that statement alone makes me believe if Matt Rule is going to be living in a world that isn't hypocritical, which he has teetered in gray area on, his entire tenure here, then he's going to give everybody the opportunity to be the starter regardless.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with that is while I get him, he's saying that and the meaning he's trying to make, do you really, really believe that Christian McCaffrey's starting spot is up for competition? That's the only thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. So while you're saying the right thing, you're also kind of telling a lie that everybody can see through.
But no, it's the reality is let's say Christian McCaffrey came to camp. Like the reality is in that moment, like last year, let's say Christian McCaffrey showed up and he had done nothing. Like he didn't learn the playbook. He didn't try to make any effort. He just basically treated this like he was Kelvin Benjamin. Right. Yeah. And at that point in time, I think that it would be very possible that they would say, all right, we're not going to be playing you, period.
I see that.
You know, you're clearly.
But that's like the most impossible situation.
But that's what I mean. Is he is going to give people the proper? At least I'm hoping so. In a world where Matt Rule isn't going to eat his own words and have them thrown back and say, "Hey, listen, you know, obviously Brown was way better than Elfline, but all of a sudden you're putting Elfline in there because of whatever his name is." In there because of his contract.
If you got a life insurance policy, you a schmuck. Sorry.
What?
No, you're
No.
Oh, you're reading the chat room. My thing is like, yeah, and that's what I said. I just don't want to see a guy like Deontay Brown get cut from us and then go on to be a starting guard somewhere else. You know,
He's not gonna be cut. We ain't cutting no offensive linemen. We need to stockpile them. Like I need to stockpile. Like I don't know. It's gonna come out with something good.
And then the last one that I would say, and I'm hoping that it's not the case. I think Zero Chill in the chat had a good one too. He said Reggie Bonifant. I would also say maybe Shy Smith could end up being the odd one out. I mean, I would like him to stay and be a really good receiver for us.
Man. Well, how about this? What if they cut Zylstra? Would Panther Nation podcast like die?
Yeah, they would freak out. But I think
did you see that got Greg Hardy? You sent it to me.
Yeah,
they got Greg Hardy, and nobody even watched the video.
But
here's the only thing.
No, but it's on their Patreon though.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Here's the only thing, Cody.
Yeah. Go ahead, Greg.
I say I agree with you that I want players to have better chances, and I don't want a guy like just any one of the ones you just named to not get any shot because of the contract they have. But the thing is, there's a reason that they didn't get drafted high. They didn't get signed. They're not big free agents and making that money. There's a reason for that. It's not always the case that they're not as good of players, but generally that's the case. I mean, it's just like when you go to a job. Just take my job, for instance. You go take a test, you have the test scores, and then they take the people with the highest test scores, and those are the ones who get the first interviews. And everybody else gets an interview, but those are the ones who get the first interviews, the ones that are more than likely going to get the job because they scored a higher test score. And that's what they've done. Just like a player who's played better, they should get more. A player who's played better his whole career should get more of an opportunity than somebody who hasn't played well their whole career. I'm not saying they shouldn't get an opportunity, but the caller asked about players being cut, like what players were going to be cut, and we went on to talk about players that we don't want to see be cut, but we want to see be given a bigger chance.
Who would be cut?
Cody had a few.
We can't cut a safety.
No,
yeah, we don't have any. Yeah, you're going to run 3 running backs. Yeah, right. They're actually, this team looks like they're trying to keep as many people as they can. You might see somebody off the defensive line cut.
But my only point is, like, yes, they need to be given a chance, but they shouldn't be given as much of a chance as somebody who's proven it longer and worked harder to be the person who's getting that starting role.
It's so sad how much of it, and this is where I go back to that practice thing and what my point about how, like, when I hear the word practice in my head, it means something. And then when you see what pros do for practice, and I'm not saying they're not working hard. That's not what I'm saying. But like the actual practice time, this 2-hour period, we go to training camp. It's very sad, or it's tough to watch. Like, look, I followed Demir Bird, and he came on the podcast a lot. You know what I mean? Like this is like you're rooting for these guys on the bubble, and they have like one chance to prove it. And that's it. Like they just like, even if you thought about last year when they were talking about who was a quarterback that could step in when Teddy got, and they give all those reps to the first team on that Friday walkthrough. So imagine being PJ Walker and they tell you on Saturday you got to start, and he's just been watching. Yeah, or running I guess you would run on the defense team. You play the other side, right? And that type of thing. So it's so difficult to watch, and such a difficult, and if you're on the bubble, baby, God bless you. It's a tough life. All right, next call.
What's happening? It's your boy QT0 over here in Cali. Sorry, my motherfucking seatbelt be trying to scream at me all the time. Motherfucking, we making the playoffs this year, fam. Like, oh my motherfucking mama, bro. hey, Packers we ain't got to worry about the Packers. That was like my only like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Packers could probably, you know, beat us out or you know what I'm saying? Somebody else that's in the fuck, you know what I mean? Like Chicago do some crazy shit or some type of crazy shit or, you know, or I really don't see more than 6 NFC motherfucking teams having better records than us, bro. Like, straight the fuck up. It's about to go down, fam.
Wow.
Like,
I like your
y'all
confidence, my
need
friend.
to, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm optimistic right
bruh,
now. It's a
Kanye said
season
you
of
can never smell
optimism right
you
now.
can't ever smell this. You can't ever smell the flowers while you can still get them. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't get
I'm
it.
looking at
I don't
this
get it
with
at all.
optimism. No
Hold
Green
on.
Bay in
Can
the
we
way.
listen to that
We get
again?
in the fucking playoffs. And you add a motherfucker that can't ever smell this. You can't ever smell the flowers while you can still get them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking
I
at
get
this
you,
shit
bro.
with optimism. No Green Bay in the way. We get
I
in the
got
fucking
you,
playoffs.
dog.
And you add a motherfucking Deshaun Watson to this, and we got 2 fucking quarterbacks in this bitch. Like I've been hearing through the grapevine, but it's Super Bowl time. You know what I mean? I know I'm a homer and everything. It's okay, but I just like I'm saying, I'm optimistic, and even with just Samuel, the homeboy Darnold. All right, we making the playoffs, guys. You know,
This
so
is
let's
my
just
favorite
let's
call
just
of the
let's just
night,
handle
bro.
this season right, get the good start, and play conservatively through the end, and just make sure we get to this motherfucking playoffs. If we can, maybe beat the Bucks. Fuck it, have a good position in the playoffs. But regardless, we just need to get in there first and then work from there. You know what I'm saying? Figure out who that opponent is and get to the motherfucking next level. QT out, you know what I'm saying, out here in California. I'm going to be on this road for a minute. Listen to y'all. Have great shows. Thank you. Keep that shit up. Keep posting more shows. Don't just do this shit Tuesday, man. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Put
My
that shit
man,
out there,
look,
man.
I love this
All right,
dude.
y'all.
I love QT0. You great, and this is the best.
Good than us, bro. Like, straight the fuck up. It's about to go down, fam. Like, y'all need to, you know what I mean? Like, bruh, Kanye said you can never smell this. You can't ever smell this. You can't ever smell the flowers while you can still get them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I feel him.
Is that a real line?
I don't know.
And fuck Kanye for
It's
saying that.
possible.
I love you,
Fuck
bro. I love
Kanye
you,
for
man.
saying that,
I
dude. Like,
doubt
that's
that
my
is.
new joint. You can't ever smell the flowers before you can get them.
And by the way, man, we're
Or
live
before
on.
you get them, maybe that's what it is. Before you get them, it's like
But
you can't
listen,
ever smell the flowers before you get them. Like somebody's got to give them to you.
if the YouTube stream is messing up, we're on Facebook and Periscope too. It's all
Also
it's
known
all
as
the
Twitter.
YouTube. It's all the YouTube. It's not just
Is it?
But yeah, it's
And
that's
YouTube
everybody.
never fucks up. Could be the end of the world. Could be that who hacked the Colonial joint?
He said that's
The
a Matt
Colonial
Miller quote.
pipeline.
Huh?
The who hacked the Colonial pipeline? Dark something or whatever. The people that caused the gas shortages and shit.
I don't know who did it.
Y'all don't even know about this. Like this is
I know
all
about it. I
group,
just
bro. Like there's a hacker group that was the reason that pipeline shut down and they got paid the 90 million, whatever. Anyway, these guys are fucking with YouTube. That was all I was trying to get to.
Oh, okay.
hey.
I'm not mad at
No, they paid them. They said, I saw one article that said they only paid $5 million, but that's bullshit. I saw another article that like they tracked down their Bitcoin wallets. You know what I'm saying? Like somehow they found, and then it had like 90 million in it, and they emptied it out, and there was only 5 million left. So who knows, man? I'm telling you, y'all bitches were crazy as fuck lining up in them gas lines when you had 3/4 of a tank.
Yeah,
Mugs on being on E. We could have used you to just stay at home. Anyway, all right, let's go to the next goal.
Yo, by the way, it's QT
He's
again.
back.
I'm gonna be up in the A1 position of 5:39. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be wiggling around too, so I hope y'all be over there by them bar areas. I haven't been by the bank yet. Like I'm saying, I'm a California boy. Go to every single California game. really, I got this money like right already in SeatGeek because the San Diego game.
My man's going to the
you know what I mean?
Patriots
But I'm gonna
game.
be
It
in there
sounds
like
like.
swimwear in the motherfucking New England game, and hopefully, motherfucking Mac Jones ain't the goddamn quarterback.
I know.
That's how I
See, you
do
right.
it. But regardless, we winning. That's all that matters. And but I'm gonna be out there, fam. And I do have an apology to give to Cody because I said I had beef with him over the hernia thing. So I'll be apologizing person. It's okay, Cody. You don't gotta worry about me when you see me, G. Nah, but I know you won't be able to make it up to the 500. But I'll try and swindle down by y'all and see what's up with buy y'all drinks. Fucking, I'm gonna be at that game. I'm gonna be out there solo. We got to turn up after the game too. We gotta figure out a situation with like all the big cat. We gotta hit the strip club or something. You know what I mean? Like we gotta go turn up after the game,
QT, you'll love
Saturday,
this.
because I'm gonna be out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My first time out there in Charlotte. You know, motherfuckers gonna have to show me around.
You can go. You can go QT. You can bring your ticket stub. At least this is how it's always been in the past, right? So I mean, I don't know if things have changed since of COVID. But you could go to what's the strip club name in Charlotte, Cody? The big one.
Why you asking me like I know, man?
Because you live there.
You live in
I don't
Charlotte.
hey, bro, I'm just a good Christian.
Something
boy,
gold.
man.
Hey,
I'm just a good Christian. Hey, I'm just a good Christian boy, man.
Dude,
I hear no evil, speak no evil, man.
If you bring your ticket stub on Sunday, you get in for free. And they have this bomb ass. I know it's weird as fuck, folks, but it's good. They have a breakfast buffet. They used to. COVID killed all of this. They had a breakfast buffet, bro. You could go up in there. You go to the strip club in Charlotte. You go to the bars, and then afterwards you hit the strip club, and they have this like you get hash, you get eggs, you get bacon, and mugs are eating. And it's funny. It's funny. You see a bunch of homeboy. You see tough motherfuckers. They have titties around, and they just eat these eggs, they eat these grits. It's
Tony.
so funny. And I was like this. I was like,
Tony, you need to end that statement with "I heard."
It's Uptown Cabaret.
Yeah,
I heard.
Yeah,
I was there, bro. I was
there.
Heard I was a witness. I mean, I'm a witness.
Your mom about to be up in this chat and like,
man. I'm a grown man. She ain't up in here, is she?
You better say, Tony, you better start with them 5 Hail Marys.
I know. See, you know what? That's a good thing. Catholics can be forgiven. I mean, 252-228-5098.
Hey guys, it's Joey. I haven't called in a while. I just haven't had much to say, but man, I'm so excited for this season. Man, I'm really excited for it. I was kind of excited for last year just to give me something to do, but because, sitting in the house is brutal with no Panthers football. But then again, last year, you know what I waited for? The post-game show, dude. Because, some of them games were brutal, and all I wanted to do was like, I know we're going to get our ass whooped. Just let's get through to the post game. So
I know the feeling, bro.
Make all sorts of, insane suggestions about the women in these coaches and referees' lives and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, I'm already thinking about what games I'm going to. I want to go to week 1. I want to go to week 1, even though it's always hot as balls.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous, but I don't.
It's worse, man, bro. We can't go to week 1.
I'm probably gonna be.
It's awful.
Have a redneck. I don't care because I want to go for that game when Sam Darnold treats that team that like.
It would be a good game to be at, but it's gonna be hot like as fuck,
serial
bro.
Killer or something. I mean, he was treated so bad. And then a friend of ours, his most hated team is the Saints. He wants to go to that one. I'm going back to the stadium for that one, dude. Week 2. Whoa. 2 games in a row. I've always wanted to do that. And
I think I'm gonna go to
definitely the
that
Cam
Washington
game, and
football
I'm probably
team
gonna
game.
go to an away game this year. So anyway, guys, not much to talk about news-wise, although it's typical of this time of year. Anyway, guys.
Oh God, he drew that one out a while, bro.
He's right, man. Those early week games,
So hot.
they're awful. And speaking,
I remember
of
you went to that Rams one.
dude. I went to the worst one I've ever been. Well, actually, there was two that were fucking the most miserable kind of experiences. One in a good way, in a bad way. One was the Giants came here and we beat the fuck out of them. I mean, we had like 5 picks. We pummeled Eli Manning, and it was 100 degrees out. And for some dumb fucking reason, I mean, we're sitting upper deck in the poor people seat, that kind of thing.
Upper decker, bro.
And some dumb reason, they had the fucking lights on. Like they turned like the lights on the stadium, and it was just putting out more and more ambient heat or whatever the term is. It was the fucking worst. We actually switched, like, because in the upper deck they usually don't care after quarter 1 or 2. There's a certain point where they don't care about your tickets anymore. And we were like, our friends were flagging us down. We were like, we gotta come, bro. We're sitting under these lights. It's so hot. But the other time that was miserable as fuck, and I'm pretty sure we had like 1 or 2 of us that had alcohol poison, is that I took my brother. Like, this is when I learned about that Uptown Cabaret buffet, because we went for a bachelor party. In fact, we started in Greensboro. We did 2 nights in Greensboro. It was a great town. Then we went to, their downtown is beautiful, man.
I love
gorgeous.
downtown.
So, and then we went to Charlotte for 2, but then we went for Charlotte, and then we had stayed up basically till 5 o'clock, and then we went to that Houston. It was a Houston game, and I'm telling you, bro, you saw cats that have been drinking like for 4 days straight, and those mugs got fucking pummeled by the sun. Everybody was just water. Like, we can't.
Hey, why are y'all talking about that? Go on this very YouTube channel and go last year when we came. Dude, y'all not. I know CK knows.
No, it was 2 years ago, right?
I remember.
Was it 2 years?
It was 2 years. It was 2 years.
Maybe 2 years.
Oh, you were like a lobster, homie.
Dude, I was fucking radioactive, bro. Like
and it's because they put the handicap seats right in the fucking sun.
Yeah,
what another dick move.
Yeah, where they are, you have no respite from the sun, man. If you're out in it, like, you have to make
go back. You were fucking a lobster, homie. That was so funny.
But you want to know what's the truth that's sad and also a little bit embarrassing? Like, my skin is just naturally kind of sensitive. So, like, over my years, I've kind of grown accustomed to, like, not feeling pain when I do get a sunburn. So, like, a lot of times I'll end up getting a sunburn.
You were just miserable fucking, you didn't know it.
But not until fucking way later. But yeah.
Until you saw yourself. How about that? It was like one of those things. It's like, have you ever seen a kid that gets hurt? So with my kids, like, if they fall and scrape their knee or something like this, you say, get up, you're all right. Like, the whole goal is to talk them out of being hurt. But like once they see it, you know what I'm saying? Then they're and it was like, so you were fine, Cody, until we did the podcast and you saw your own face and you were like,
I came home.
Holy fuck, I am burnt as shit.
My sister was visiting, and as soon as I got to the driveway, like, my sister was
good looking, by the way.
My sister was on the porch, and the first thing she does is look at me and go, "Oh my God, what happened to you?" And I'm like, "Gee, really? Thanks." Yeah, I was
welcome back from Georgia,
bro.
motherfucker.
I was radioactive.
Yeah, you were, dude. It was crazy. It was next level.
Radioactive.
Well, I'll tell you the only thing that might beat that not even might beat because that sun's probably worse is whenever it's pouring down rain. I don't know if you've been to a game that's pouring down rain.
I have.
But if the game's good, it's worth it. Because I went to that Indianapolis game a few years ago.
I was there
It was
too.
overtime. Holy crap! That might be the best game I've ever been to, and damn, did it rain!
Yeah, it did. I was there too, my dude.
Yeah, that was a great game, man.
That was the 2015 season. That was 2015.
Oh, that was when we came back. Was that a night game?
No, we were.
That was we were up, and we let them come back.
Yeah, and then we beat them in overtime. I think it was on like 2 plays too, wasn't it? In overtime.
It was a day game or a night game.
It was a night game. It was a Monday night football game.
I remember it was a night game. Yeah. I remember when, and I wasn't there, thank God. But one of the best Panther games I ever saw was a rainstorm. It was against the Saints, and this was 2013 when we went 12-4 or something like we came out of nowhere. And Ron Rivera punts the ball with under 2 minutes. And we go 3 and out, and we get it back, and then Cam comes down and scores. You know what I mean? It was like, but it was there's these epic pictures of these fans sitting right under the deck above them, and it is just fucking poor. Like these poor folks are getting poured on, and they're just so God bless you guys that do that. All right, let's go to the next goal.
Hey guys, it's Joey. I was gonna do my own impression of the subscriber shame. Are you guys ready?
All right, let's
do it. No, I don't care because I'm gonna do it anyway. Whoever has not hit the like button shall be damned for eternity. They shall depart this earth by being eaten by a rabid falcon.
Ooh.
And as they depart, they will do so in subscriber shame.
All right.
Wow.
Nice try. I would say that you got to leave the Falcon out of Panther subscriber shame. Personally, is my advice.
By the way, I don't think anyone can see the stream right now. I keep on refreshing and it don't pop up for me.
I just X'd out of it, but every time I go back, it plays for a minute and then it stops.
Yeah, YouTube's kind of super messed up. But
are you checking Twitter or anything like that?
I mean,
it's live on YouTube now.
All right, so well, you know what? We're almost done. We're almost done. So you know what? We're gonna keep talking because we're gonna record it.
Finish it for the VOD.
Yeah. But what the fuck are you interested in aliens about? Like, come on, tell me why I should be interested in aliens.
Because they're real.
Because they exist, bro.
Yeah.
But why? Like, what? Well, like the first of all, the alien genre is too big. It's like, is there any life out there? Yeah, of course there's maybe there's a bacteria or a piece of mold somewhere. So
there is intelligent life that exists.
Are you saying that more advanced than humans?
Yes, we have the spaceships here on Earth. There's documentaries about it where you can walk through it. I'll show you on Netflix.
It's also it's also our government has now come out and they are unclassifying all this information, basically saying, yeah, these are UFOs and like they're unidentified. UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, is how they're now referred to as. And yeah, absolutely, man. Like this is what hasn't dawned on people. Like if this is true, if these are aliens that are actually coming to Earth, man, that means that there are technologies so advanced that the vast distances between stars isn't anything to them. Like they have gravitational technologies that allowed them to zip around the universe. Like the only reason I want to talk about this is because, okay, obviously I love this kind of shit since I was a kid, right? Like sci-fi and all this stuff. But I think like we don't think about our place in the universe and like how small we are. And we really are a collective. Like we have so many different issues and so many different things going on. and things that separate us. But I think there was a president. I know I've seen this on Joe Rogan's podcast. There was a president. It might have even been Kennedy, who was like, how quickly we would all come together and forget all of our petty earth bullshit if we had to defend ourselves against something that came from off of this world. Like, I think it's crazy that our government is just now like setting these things out and unleashing all of this information, and just now letting out like the full dirt of all they've known for years, and they're not done releasing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you have
Tell me what they released. Tell me what they released. Tell me something.
They've released a lot of video files.
Surprise me.
Yeah, I'll send
surprise me.
I'm gonna find.
Hey,
I'm gonna pull.
Look,
something
here's my
that
thing.
I would be interested in, other than that Blue Angel video where these guys were like, "Oh, look at this shit, just skimming across." Like, it looked like. Tell me something that should make me give a fuck about this.
But
I got a Netflix series you should watch, Tony, and it's a guy who used to work in Area 51, and he goes through and explains everything about what he used to do. Explains the ship.
What was the coolest
technology.
thing he said, though? Well, what was the coolest thing that you would be like, Tony? These motherfuckers got whatever. Like what's one thing?
Was that they didn't have controls in the ship. They controlled it somehow other than physically controlling it. That was the coolest thing I heard.
We have a ship.
Oh yeah, multiple ships and bodies
and no alien.
No, we have,
so we have no alien, no
Yeah.
ship.
No, there's
they have the alien
and bodies.
Yeah, they have the bodies. Yeah,
yeah, dude.
You're
There is
tell me
people are gonna hate me for
that
this.
cool, and we caught him.
We caught them multiple. People are gonna hate me for this, but there is thousands times more evidence that aliens exist than any form of religion ever. I'm sorry, but there is. I'm sorry, but there is. So,
repeat that statement. I'm like, I need to revisit.
He's saying that there's more tangible evidence for extraterrestrials than there is any credence to anything
any deity,
God or anything. From the
I'm not gonna fight you on that. All the religions we get to just say it's about faith. That's not like don't see it. It's just like you gotta believe.
I subscribe to the principle that aliens are the I guess divine creature that we've defined as God. In our
why do you think ancient Egyptians used to pray to numbers of gods? Do you think the Egyptians really built the pyramids as precise as they did by themselves? We can't even do that now.
Also,
come on, Greg. Come on. Greg.
Also, how they do it there. No, but Tony, look, do this naysayer.
They fucking used a measuring tool, homie, and they were good at mathematics.
But how do you get a rock that big up that high? And how do you make it so that way whenever you can be underneath ground under the pyramids and look up through a tube and see certain stars? Like I'm telling you, there's too much stuff to it that.
How about this? What kind of dumbass are you trying to tell me that these aliens are so smart they can do all this, but they come here and build these fucking pyramids and they leave us alone?
Maybe.
Come on, what kind of dumbass would they build a submarine and look up? Nah.
You wonder what's funny? In Star Trek, there's this idea called the Prime Directive, and basically it's like a futuristic Earth. And their timeline, they're not allowed to go to under-evolved planets because then it would fuck with the evolution of that race. And you're not allowed to mess. Well, okay, I think that's why they come here, but they're not landing on the lawn of the White House.
They give you the tip of their dick and then they walk away and be like, "Oh, here, you got a taste of it. Now go the fuck on." No, come on.
Dude,
the pyramids are
too much of a cynic, bro. Out of all the billions of stars,
I'm a cynic. You're a cynic.
Galaxy. You're gonna tell me that you believe we're alone in the universe?
No, don't believe that. What I believe is, I would believe that there's I'll be like, all right, well, maybe there's some mold, maybe there's a fucking. But you're trying to tell me this.
You don't believe
we look all over the universe. We can't find a motherfucking bit of water.
Tony,
and you guys are over there going, "Oh, well, there's this fucking
Tony.
Advanced civilization right now." My point is just this. Show me a fucking piece of mold.
Here you go.
Somewhere, and I'll start to be a little closer to believing.
Watch this, and then tell me that you don't. There's no evidence.
And this is one that Joe Rogan even had on his show.
Yep.
This Bob Lazar. But here's the thing, Tony. Like, our ability and what we perceive of the universe is so minuscule into what, like, we can all agree right now the universe is infinite, right? At least for what our minds can comprehend.
We theorize that it's infinite.
It's infinite. That means if we're this small, there is infinite Earths out there as well. Like, you got to think about that. Like, it's the reality is there are other intelligent life and beings out there, and the idea is that we're a pretty new planet. Yeah, like, we're pretty new in the grand scheme of the solar system. And in the universe.
Like, we got the best, we got the best jizz in the world. Like, how is there there is more life in one scoop of dirt on the earth than there is in the next 27,000 galaxies.
You don't know that. Like, what are you basing that off of? Like,
galaxies.
What are you
That's
basing
one.
that?
What's the number?
No.
But there's more life in a scoop of dirt than anything that we've seen.
How do you know
show me water. How about this? I will believe in your fucking flying aliens and your this and that when you show me some goddamn water on.
They found water on the moon last year. Yeah,
there's water in there's water on a moon around Jupiter.
But you've also got to think about it, Tony. You're talking about just our solar system. There's multiple solar systems with multiple worlds.
I want you to show me one. This is all I want you to do is show me one fucking germ. And I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I will be more interested in these fucking aliens when I see a fucking COVID virus floating around, and like, give me something. Like, I'm not talking about a complex animal. Like, when you talk about humans and thinking and like those are they're very advanced life forms. Ultimately, like, germs are the most minuscule or whatever. You pick a fungus, pick a
single cell organism.
Show me a mushroom. What I'm just saying is you guys are hypothesizing or it's saying that I should believe in the most advanced forms of life. And these motherfuckers, they ain't got no sheep or something? Like give me something a little, and that's what I need to see.
Why would they want to?
Why would they want to? Like, because they got to. Because to be a fucking organic life, you have to have other organic life.
I got another one for you there.
Well, while he's
but like
also microbes.
The thing is this, Tony. There are other. Okay, we're releasing a satellite.
I want to see multiple of it. Like I said, I can dig
you keep moving the goalpost.
Yeah,
no, but look, that's helpful. The idea that there could be a microbe somewhere living is helpful in moving the goalpost to you guys. But there is so much life on Earth. It's like ridiculous how much life there is.
So what is your I guess not argument, like, what is your thought process with what you're thinking? Do you think that intelligent life just doesn't exist in the universe?
Outside?
No, I just don't have a reason to believe it. Not saying it doesn't exist. It's like I don't have any evidence that really, truly, like,
watch that documentary.
But Tony, whenever there's videos and it's our own military saying we have seen these craft, they operate outside of our laws of physics and thermodynamics. We see them doing this stuff, and we don't know what the fuck it is. What do you think that could be? What's more plausible than aliens?
A meteorite.
No, a meteorite doesn't fly around. Why do you believe that? Why do you want to believe a meteorite is more likely doing that than an alien?
I don't want to believe it. What I'm saying is I have zero reason to believe.
But we're giving you evidence right here.
No, you're not. You said there's a video, and all I saw was this flying dot. That's all I saw. It was like a dot.
be
watch the
here.
documentary. Promise me
Tony
you'll do that.
wants
Watch
me
the
I
to
know, I
documentary.
hear.
will.
You'll
I
enjoy
know.
it.
This
You'll
is
I'm
enjoy
Harry
not
the alien.
opposed to believing in it. I'm not opposed. It's not like I don't think it could be, but like, I mean, don't sell me fucking beachside property in Florida. You know what I mean? Like, I need more, bro. Like, you're trying to tell me that these mothers can come and take over our body, this and that, and this and that. Come on. Like, I mean,
here's the thing.
I mean, my book.
Here's the thing: is I understand your mindset because I think if you're, and I don't know, I think a lot of people can probably relate to this, but if you have, if you believe that God doesn't exist, right? You see that the exact same way. Like, I don't see proof of anything.
Right.
That doesn't. There is nothing that I can quantify outside of documents that are written by people that could very well be fables. Right. That's really what it could be. It could be fiction. It could be all of this.
Exactly.
Right. There's not that. But to be fair, that's anything in history. Right. Everything in history could have been just made up. What you can't make up is the consistencies across cultures that have never had contact with one another, that have had the exact same style of gods and the exact same style of sacrificing and the exact same style of pyramids and on the exact same coordinates. If you look at the latitude, they're almost identical. Like, I mean, there's so much evidence that is showing that, like, listen, there was more intelligent life than what we have seen, be in our history. That is beyond.
Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts?
I believe in energy. I believe that there is other dimensions.
I believe in energy.
I do too.
Sorry.
But
that was a good
aliens
answer.
are two
That was a
different
good
things,
answer, but God, dude,
Ghosts and aliens are
assholes.
two
I
different
believe in energy. Tell me,
I kinda think
Bad
that
Daddy,
it's
do you
all
believe in ghosts?
interconnected.
No.
Why not? Why not? I mean, there's fucking all of this proof.
I mean,
there are all of these videos. There are all of this shit
I've never seen
that
proof
you
of ghosts.
just
Now,
gave me.
I'd be willing to look at some, but I've never seen.
Let's
proof of ghosts.
let's watch a ghost Netflix documentary. I'm sure there's one.
But
here's the thing:
physical evidence of them, though.
Even here's the thing you got to keep in mind too. We are so underdeveloped as a species. If you look at it, there has been, hold on,
developed, bro.
Hold on, there has been proof that there are other dimensions that exist. Right? They have proof, and the scientific community has come out and agreed to that.
What kind of dimension?
Like, just there's something they call the dark dimension. Like, it's the opposite of the dimension that it's pretty vague. They don't have a lot of information, but they've proven that it exists by doing certain tests. Anyway, but what I mean by that is, like, we are a third dimensional being, right?
Yes.
The existence of fourth dimension and the fifth dimension is not debatable. It exists. So the idea of ghosts,
isn't that, then you're just saying you believe in God then?
No, that's what I'm saying. I do. Yeah. I believe that we were not.
But like, isn't that it's like something we can't comprehend?
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
I think what CK is saying is that a lot of these things are starting to kind of connect and come together, and like, on the higher dimensions of existence that we are not evolved enough to access. There are beings and things that live there. Everything from aliens to what you might call ghosts, maybe to what you might call angels. Like, hey, man.
Magic.
That's a fair point. My friend said this.
Even magic. What is it? Magic's not science we don't understand, right?
Here's the reason I believe.
These are terms we use for things that we don't understand.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Aliens, magic,
God. Yeah. What I look at is you look at what people say about God. He exists outside of time and space, right? Well, guess what? We experience time. What we experience as time is not relevant to the fourth dimension. It's not.
Right.
It might not even be relevant. It might not even be relevant to another species in our galaxy, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, y'all
no, what I'm saying is because it's a day or an hour for us doesn't mean that if it's an alien race that's a day or an hour for them.
And we know,
they live 300 years.
Well, and we know that time is relative. People on spaceships are like on the shuttle moving away from Earth. They're experiencing time a little bit faster. So,
and it's minuscule, but it's something that they were able to record with the Kelly astronauts.
So my friend asked me this once. He said, do you believe in, and I asked the same question you guys tonight. He said, do you believe in ghosts? I said, fuck no, I don't believe in no ghost. You know what I mean? I played that, but it was like, nah, I don't believe in no ghost. He said, why? I was like, I ain't seen one. And he was like, oh, it's just seeing. And I was like, no, I wasn't saying I ain't seen one, but like if the ghosts are that common and real, like I would know more than just, you know what I mean? Like maybe I wouldn't have seen one, but I knew my cousin who saw one. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like we only have 4 stories to go on. Anyway.
I think it's fair. Look, you're allowed to say that you don't believe that it's aliens. Yeah. And I'm allowed to say that I don't believe that this isn't you. How about that? I'm entirely sure that you've been fooling us. You're trying to trick us. You are trying.
Stop with this nonsense. And by the way, this is the best comment. This dude,
that's not you.
Tepper's brass balls. Yeah, it's fuck you. ATH. Like this shit was so funny. I showed my wife this and she laughed. She said, all right, hold on, but I want you to tell me that story. But before you said, so I said, no, I don't believe this. I ain't seen this shit. You know what I'm saying? He said, well, have you ever been to China? I was like, nah, I ain't been to China. He said, hey, do you believe in China? I said, fuck no. Anyway.
Greg, tell me that this doesn't look like Tony's doppelganger.
Shut up, bro. Stop it. Stop.
Tony, please dye your hair blonde.
Blonde, bro. You need to get some eye. You look great.
He's just straight up white, bro.
Well, you know.
Yes, dude. How about this? Is that comment? All right, so tell us real quick, Cody. What were you saying about like if you get your news from there? Like, so this post was so funny. So if you see you can see in Cody's screen right now, you can see my reply. So he said this: what self-respecting man gets his opinions or news updates from The View? And then this dickhead Tepper's brass balls put this picture up, and I said, "Yeah, studs dick." Right? It was so funny. I was laughing my ass off. All right, but what the fuck were you talking about on The View with this news? Like, what? What were you into?
No, like, dude, every once in a while, The View.
I get my news from there. Look, me and my brother, and I.
Why? Well, that explains a lot to me, man. You and this guy.
I got my alien news from that shit.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And you know what? That wouldn't surprise me if that is where you got your alien news. But hey, you don't have to believe in aliens. I don't believe that this isn't you or your family member, and that's okay, man. You know, I'm allowed to believe that.
I mean, he's my brother, bro. This dude, I will fight for this dude. I will fight for him. You want to fuck with him, man? Y'all better be watching your mouths about my brother. The laundry man.
Do we know this person, or is it just a random picture?
That's Tony.
Tell him. So Greg doesn't even know. Tell him.
Yeah. So okay.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, Greg. My mom was watching this show on Discovery Plus the other night called The Laundry Guy, and it's just this little sweet guy who's like, dude, he's like as southern as they come, and he is. He looks just like Tony. My mom was like, me and my mom were like arguing, like who said it first, me or her? Like, that looks like Tony.
It's so funny, bro. I can't even be mad, bro. I've been trying to tell you, I want to be mad. Like, I want you to stop. Like I said, y'all are such dicks, but you know what? I laughed and laughed.
It's funny though.
All right,
that's funny.
All right. Anything? All right. So now it's time to ice some mugs up and get the fuck out of here. All right. So who's got ice up pick? Clink, clink.
I'll just go quick and just say I'm icing up people who get their news from The View. Every once in a while.
Why you icing out my brother, Brett?
The View is like trending on Twitter, and I don't know why. I don't know why anyone would get their news from there.
That was it. You didn't have anything better.
No, bro. That's my.
Like I said, that's the reason you were pissed about The View is they were just trending.
No, okay.
Like,
It's
did
the fact
they
that,
do
like,
something? Did they do like what the fuck? Like, why were you like?
you know what
You
it
just
was?
saw him trending, and you were like, "Oh my god, I can't!
I can't
don't
even
ever
get
wanna see
trending.
him
These
do-"
motherfuckers are getting trended.
Yeah, but it was
I
like
know,
there was
that's what
this
I
one
feel.
dude. No, there was a dude with a check mark. Oh, your mom's in the chat. Hey, Miss Dunn, tell me that doesn't look like Tony. Is that one of your kids? Your mom,
Hey, that's her
dude,
brother right there.
if
That's
your
her brother.
if your mom says, "Oh yeah, I took that picture of you," and
Or she says,
yeah.
"Oh, I
This is
didn't
my
tell you
dad
that you
that
had an
ran
uncle,
away.
bro. I didn't tell
This is
you
my
had an
dad
uncle,
that ran
bro."
away right here.
Oh yeah, you never met your uncle? That's your uncle. Oh, bro. Yeah, dude, whatever, man. I just saw like a bunch of guys on Twitter that like had check marks and thousands of views talking about the fights between Joy Behar and some other idiot on that show. And I'm like, dude, who cares? Why do you care? Why are you like giving life and energy to this?
Why are you the way that you are?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So that's it, man. To everyone who watches The View, ice up, son.
Oh
Go
my
on.
god, fucking all right, my my ice up pick, and I knew I should have screenshotted it. Oh my gosh. I got so my ice up pick goes to Derek Anderson. I'm blocked by Derek Anderson on our Cat Chronicles account. Former backup quarterback that the Ford F-150 group would always say, like, "Oh, we didn't start Derek Anderson." So Derek Anderson blocked me a long time anyway, but I have my own personal account that I never use. But Twitter sends me recommendations, like when some people tweet. Like, so I got like Sylvester Stallone. Anyway, I got a recommendation from Derek Anderson. So I flip over to my Larry David account, which that's what I call myself on the other side. And my man put up this tweet that said this: Derek Anderson, former, he's already taken it down. I knew I should have screenshotted this mess. I knew it. And so my man comes out and says, Biden only paid where he said this. So you're trying to tell me, and I'm paraphrasing, but that Biden only paid taxes on $750,000 last year.
He said I remember because I was reading this. His was I didn't work a single day last year and I paid more in taxes than our president did, is what he said.
Yeah, and he only and then yes, that's exactly what it was. So he has since taken this tweet down. Thank you, man. I needed that. My response was, and let me see. Hold on. I hit him with this. Now I'm just gonna play, since we have a actual video, like we have the internet at our disposal.
We must be back up too if people are like commenting in the chat room again.
Oh, they're back. Oh, I guess my mom is here. I guess YouTube's working for her. This is Derek Anderson Meltdown. And so when he said, so I retweeted his tweet with the quote retweet, and I hit him up with this. Y'all can't hear it, can you?
No.
Fuck.
You have to share the volume.
But he says, this is, can you play this? Oh, maybe I can just share it.
Yeah, you can do it. You just have to click the box that says share volume.
Let me see. Hold on. Sorry, folks. Like, this is high quality shit that we got going on right now.
It's going down for technology.
Biden woke up. YouTube is back up.
Can you hear that now?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Hold on. Let him talk. No, I don't hear anything.
But anyway, he has this. So he got.
Twitter. Send the video to the Twitter. I'll try and play it.
Can I just put it in the private chat?
Maybe.
Why is this not working? My kid, you know what? I bet you that's exact. My kid goes and plays Roblox on my.
How much money do you spend on Roblox?
He changed it, bro. He changed. Here, look, I got it right here.
Hey, can you hear this?
I'm telling you right now, we're talking. Deuce and I are talking.
What was the context or pointed? But I mean, that went out on Monday night television. A lot of fans are talking about it right now as a big problem with this team. Can you put into context
Can you hear
what
it?
was going on at that moment?
Yes.
What Deuce and I talk about is nobody else's business.
But why is something funny when you're down 18 points?
It wasn't funny. I wasn't laughing.
When y'all gotta pause your video.
Yeah, I'll say here two different
Okay,
things.
that's fine. That's
And
fine.
Coach Gruden
That's fine.
commented about it.
That's fine.
Wait, rewind it just a bit.
Yeah.
Right there. This is what I was saying.
Points in the fourth quarter.
It wasn't funny. I wasn't laughing about anything.
The camera showed you laughing.
Okay,
and
that's
Coach-
fine. That's
and
fine.
Coach
That's
Gruden
fine.
commented about it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
I'm not.
Real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
All I'm saying is the camera showed you.
I'm just
laughing.
telling you right now what I do every single week. Every single week, I put my freaking heart and soul into this. I study my ass off. I don't go out there and laugh. It's not funny. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed.
Nothing's funny to
Monday Night
me.
Football in front of everybody. I'm telling you right now. We're talking. Deuce and I are talking.
What was the context in
I'm
which?
done. Sorry.
So I think my
Excuses,
tweet
go on.
to him was like, "This ain't. Do I look like this is funny?" Like I exact quoted that speech when he put that tweet up, and I retweeted it with the quote. Like, do I look like I'm laughing, motherfucker? This look like this and that, and now his tweets down, bro. He's blocked me. He takes his tweets down. Fuck Derek Anderson, man. You suck. You a bitch.
Did you know that he has like a size 18 shoe or something crazy like that?
Man, get the fuck out of him and his Teddy Bridgewater
Yeah,
dick or whatever. Get the
that's
fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck. Do you know he also like this month I was trying to find the tweet because I tweeted it and then I was like, and then I misspelled something, so I deleted it. And, you know, like I went back and tried to find it.
Your mom wants your attention right now, bro.
Is she mad?
Just
Little bit.
Anthony
Too many F words.
She
I
gave
say
you
Tim
the first and last name treatment. So you
Said too
know
many
you're
F
in
words.
trouble.
Said too many F words. Anyway,
Good
so
times.
this guy he tweeting a lot. Like I was like scrolling and I was like, oh my God. I don't even really care this much about it.
Can I call in?
And he is what they call a mask hole.
Yeah.
A mask hole.
Yeah,
Sounds-
like where
sounds
you
dirty.
I mean, like he is so
Let me Google
pissed
that.
about the world. Like, how is this dude pay more in taxes than I make? And he's that upset. That's my question to you. I met this dude last night. He said this is like he was getting a separation. It was so sad. It was like the worst story. You know what I mean? Like my wife is all this. But he had $20 million in assets. Like he was like, I'm so sad I gotta give the acreage away. And I was like, well, you know, you could be like the rest of us if we got a divorce, we would be living in an apartment.
All right. If you're lucky, yeah.
You know, like so anyway. My mom keeps wanting to come on the show. We're not letting her come on the show. Sorry, Mom. We can't do the what is it? What's this? Anyway, who else is anybody else got an ice up?
Mine's just
That's
stemming
my
from
ice
last
up to Derek Anderson, by the way.
Mine's stemming from last week's with that whole debacle with Jeff Leach and everything. The guy that was accusing him has now also since been unpartnered. So it's just goes to show you if you're gonna throw stones, don't live in glass houses type of thing. So yeah.
Oh wow, is my man is he climbing out of the hole?
I mean, listen.
Hopefully.
If this tells you anything, and this is, let me ice up cancel culture as a whole. This is how stupid this is. It's Joe Rogan talked about my boy Jeff Leach on his podcast. Right?
Wow, really?
Yeah. And because he was supporting Jeff Leach, now people are trying to get Joe Rogan canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Because he talked about cancel culture.
Yeah, and that's another one.
I tell you this
Joe
is the
Rogan's
day
trending every 2 weeks for fucking nothing. Like they'll take the most out of context clip from his podcast and throw it up that, oh, look what Joe said now.
It's because he doesn't go with the norm. It's
Right.
there. He's people are trying to do character assassinations on people who don't follow the same like generic principles that everybody else follows. It's the same thing with like he believes, like you could sit there and go real deep with the conspiracy theories. He believes that that aliens also exist. So now they're trying to cancel him because he's got a platform that's causing the world to believe that as well.
Yeah,
like,
he had that Corbell on, dude, on like months ago.
Yeah.
How about this? Is we're all dying for the C3 like for someone to take up a vote to cancel us. Like if you do that, like we would actually get more views and listens.
Maybe.
Then like we can say whatever we want. We can say
like
I said
news,
that you guys said aliens existed. I said they didn't, this and that. And guess what? Nobody's trying to cancel us because they don't even care about us, bro. Subscriber shame. So,
yeah. You guys don't care enough. You're not trying to get us canceled.
I know you're not trying to ruin my life, motherfucker. Bat Daddy, you got ice out for us?
I didn't, but just a real quick one. Thinking while we're going, I'll ice up the Hornets tonight, losing by 27 points in the game. I mean, looking
what
horrible.
Game of the series is this?
It's the only game. Like they lost this game,
so
they play the loser of the next game, and if they lose that next game, it's done. So they have to win the next two games to have a chance.
Are these different rules for?
Yeah, they're having the 7, 8, 9, and 10 have a play-in series this year. So 7 and 8 play each other, 9 and 10 play each other. The winner of the 9-10 game plays the winner of plays the loser of the 7-8 game. Actually, so that means the Hornets are out, and then the winner of that game plays the winner of the 7-8 game. And whoever gets those spots are the 7 and 8 teams, like the top two winners. It's crazy, but it does give a little more incentive for teams to play harder at the end of the season because you can be the 10th best team out of 14 and still make the playoffs. So,
reflect on your upbringing, Tom.
No, you're great.
Reflect on.
You're great. Like, let's talk about how great I am for a moment before we get on this podcast.
You should reflect on your upbringing sometimes.
Done. Do it all the time. Look, the Hurricanes won their first playoff game. Congrats to them. And I do have, because we cannot have nothing to talk about and still talk for 3 hours. I got to ask, are you guys watching anything good? I'm watching Jupiter's Legacy.
Yes,
finish it. I love it. I didn't want to like it at the start. I'm not a big Josh Duhamel fan. Like, I mean, like he's okay. You know what I'm saying? He's just too picturesque. You know what I'm saying? Like he's too. And they play him like he's playing like I got this code. It's like perfect. Like for him, like it's just like this code. And everybody's else like, God, Dad. I love it. I love it. I've been watching. I'm only like 3 or 4 episodes in.
Yeah,
the 4th episode on is phenomenal. I didn't like it the first 3. 4th episode on is phenomenal.
Oh man, I'm gonna be into it then.
Let's put it this way. I watched 4 through 8 in one sitting because it was so good. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm watching the whole rest. So
yeah, me and CK talked about it last week a little bit because I saw him talking about it, and then I went and watched the whole thing. And dude, there's like a real trend right now, like a really adult-oriented superhero shows.
It should be
because kids don't care about superheroes, and now only adults do.
Because
they grow up like now we watch it. We pay for Netflix. We pay for Disney Plus. They're making it for us.
Yeah.
The thing with like, by the way, I just finished Invincible today as well.
Oh, how'd you like that?
How'd you like that?
I'm like, the thing I loved about it is they ended it with so many storylines that are just open as heck.
And from what I understand, from the comics, everything comes back into play. Like everything in that show, even the guy at the beginning, the security guard talking about his stepson, he even came back into play later. He was the guy that the trash got thrown on.
Yeah,
like 7 episodes later.
I've been resisting watching it because I don't really like cartoons, man.
Bro,
I started watching it and I didn't like it. I got halfway through the first episode, and then somebody said, like, I saw somebody tweet about the last 5 minutes were unreal, and I'm like, all right, I got to finish watching it now.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still confident in my manliness. I would tell you that I cry all the time if something hits me right. But during that show, and I won't ruin it, but there's a moment where like there's a body swap that happens.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, I was damn near in tears, bro. Like it was such a powerful moment.
I gotta watch it. I don't even like cartoons, cool. Right? Like I feel like I'm an adult, man. I'm not trying to watch cartoons.
You think in terms
you gotta get out of that mindset. Yeah,
I know it's meant.
Superheroes is for kids. That's not.
Well, I'll tell you something to check out. If you want to check out something really cool, and I don't know if any of y'all watch any anime or manga series, but I just started watching Attack on Titan.
Obviously, I love cartoons.
Yes.
I just started watching the English dub Attack on Titan, and yeah, I'm gonna go watch some of that whenever I get done with this because I want to finish the first season. It's really, really good. It's my first dive in anime, and it's really, really good.
Oh, great! If you like that, dude, hit me up. I will bless you with some good anime, bro.
All right.
Like some shit that you will really, really love.
All right. Well, where can they bless them with some cool gaming, CK?
You can find me on Facebook Gaming. And that's going to be Codizzle_Allen. Go check me out.
My man plays games all the time. Cody last name,
bro.
Yeah. Find me here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Find me on Twitter at CodyLax, CodyLac, talking a whole gang of shit about who knows what. And I am the Panthers analyst for DraftHack.com. But that's the off season over there. So, just hit me up.
Skinny Greg. Skinny Greg.
No, that's
skinny, bro.
36 pounds and 8 inches.
36
8 inches
pounds?
on my weight. Yep. I was running 34 and now I'm running 28. Wait, that's 6 inches. Yeah. Crazy. You can find me at the Bat Daddy 52 on Twitter. Check me out on YouTube Fridays live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on C3 on the Super Civil Servants podcast. And oddly enough, this week we're talking about Attack on Titan. We're talking about Luke Jupiter's Legacy, and we're going to talk about Dark Knight, great movie. And what was the last thing? Oh, The Bad Batch. If anybody's catching that, if you like Star Wars, check out The Bad Batch. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Please give Sarah Taylor my best.
I will.
And on top of that, you can find me in confession since my mother has watched this show and I continue to say what I think. I know. We're Catholic. We go in there and we forgive him and this and that. All right. So catch us on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Subscribe to the podcast, grow it up. It's the longest running Panthers podcast. And we ask nothing other than that you be a fan of the Carolina Panthers. And even if you're not a fan, then kind of fuck you, but you can listen anyway. All I ask is that if you enjoy hanging out and talking with the Carolina Panthers, or Carolina Panthers information, news, and this and that you subscribe to the show, you like, you share. Look, I'm telling you, send this to one friend. It means a lot to me. To do that. And we have a Discord channel. You can go to my Twitter at @cat_chronicles, go to the profile and find that Discord channel. There's a live conversation going all the time that's completely devoted to the Carolina Panthers. So that's it. It's the C3 Panthers podcast. You can call in at 252-228-5098. And until next week, fuck the Falcons and keep pounding.
Keep pounding.